They play. They conquer. They are the Berwick Bulldogs, 4-time state champions.
Ball is back. He has Chris Orlando going deep. Touchdown, Berwick.
Dave Robbins, play fake. He's looking deep to Michael Bennett. Back in the end zone. Touchdown, Berwick.
Their record in high school football is outstanding.
Robbins rolling out, going to Brian Remley, double coverage. Touchdown! Doggone it, another state title for Berwick.
Now the question is, can they do it again? This time they face highly rated Blackhawk. On the line, the state championship and Berwick's chance to take it the 3rd straight time. If the Bulldogs win, if the Bulldogs are good enough, if the Bulldogs can do it this time, they will hold the title 3 years running. The title is on the line. The bragging rights up for grabs. From WNEP-TV 16, your sports station, Berwick Bulldog football and the quest for the team's 3rd state championship in a row. The December Rock and Roll Bowl is about to begin.
And a good evening, everybody. Welcome to Mansion Park in Altoona on this chilly but clear Friday night. And we are ready to find whether Berwick can win another state championship. I'm Tim Carlson along with Tom Tidy, and Tom, they're going to try to do it on the turf again.
Important numbers to remember, 3 and 3. Berwick going for its 3rd straight state title. Blackhawk trying to win its 1st state title in 3 appearances. And Tim, Blackhawk likes to do it on the ground. They've rushed for 3 times as many yards as they've passed for. Berwick, they're running right into Berwick's strength, and that's a defense. The Dogs' D is awesome.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, they haven't given up a touchdown in the last 10 quarters and only 5 throughout the whole playoffs. So they are really playing great defensive football.
Just 2 touchdowns allowed in the last 8 games. As you mentioned, they're playing great. It's strength against strength.
I'll tell you, this is going to be one kind of great football game. We hope you'll stay with us. We'll be back with all the action right after this.
Since these championships began 9 years ago.
And, of course, nobody has done either, so every time...
WNEP-TV's live coverage of the Berwick Bulldogs State Championship game is brought to you by the First National Bank of Berwick, with offices in Berwick, Nescopec, Bloomsburg, and Mifflinville. By Pocono Beef and Ale, the best steak sandwiches in the Poconos. And by the Berwick Hospital Center, your local rehab team.
For many people, a fear of falling can limit their ability to care for themselves, affecting their quality of life and causing concern and worry to those who love them. At the Balance Center at Berwick Hospital, our therapists evaluate your balance problems using the Balance Master, an advanced computerized testing system. They then work with your doctor to develop an individualized balance rehabilitation and exercise program for you. The Balance Center at Berwick Hospital, another service from your hometown rehab team.
Ned Steiner of Pocono's Beef and Ale Tavern and Restaurant and proud member of the Berwick class of 1968 congratulates the Berwick Bulldogs on a great season. The Pocono's Beef and Ale Tavern and Restaurant, famous for over 34 years for delicious steak sandwiches and the original home of Kelly Fries, and now serving dinner featuring choice prime rib, slow roasted for tenderness and flavor. Have your favorite pasta, seafood, and poultry dishes in our newly remodeled garden room where you can watch the seasons change. Come to where the locals come, the Pocono's Beef and Ale Tavern and Restaurant.
Friday, don't miss 2020 with Hugh Downs and Barbara Walters at a special time, 9, 8 Central. Then, the most intriguing.
This has been pretty incredible ride.
The sexiest.
For me, in a lot of ways, it's all or nothing.
The most outrageous.
I've always wanted to get away from this Madonna thing.
The most inspiring.
Your husband loses. What did you say to him?
But who's the most fascinating? Barbara Walters presents the 10 most fascinating people of 96. ABC, Friday.
We started out as a little old bank, but as your needs got bigger, so did we. And we're still growing. And we want you to know that today, we can serve every single financial need that you and your family have. But we also want you to know this. We'll never get so big that you can't get close to us.
The First National Bank of Berwick is proud of our youth and always wish the Berwick football team the best of luck.
White's going
Back
to
here
receive
again at
over
Mansion
here.
Park
Shake
in
hands,
Altoona,
now,
and the coin toss has just been held at midfield, and Berwick has won the toss. And Tom, they did the usual.
Yes, they deferred, Tim, and what Coach Curry likes to do is set the tone of this game by putting the defense on the field first. So Blackhawk comes out, and they will get to see what they have to face the entire game on defense.
All right, we're about to hear our national anthem as they present the colors. Well, I thought they were going to have the colors presented a little quicker, but in the meantime, I guess we'll just, here we go.
We have you now remain standing for the singing of the Star Spangled Banner to be sung by 7 members of the Bellwood Adams High School Women's Softball. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
Our national anthem. Very nice. Ready for Berwick and Blackhawk. And you know, Tom, a little more history tonight. If Berwick can win this ball game and win another state championship, they will have a shot at breaking the all-time consecutive wins record of Central Bucks West, which is 53. They'd win tonight, then 14 more next year to make it 54 in a row. And of course, they'd want to win 15 to make it another state championship.
The Dogs dancing to 39 straight so far going into this game, and as you mentioned, 14 more next year. And believe me, they have the talent coming back to do just that. You see Coach Joe Hamilton and his staff over at Blackhawk, and the players getting ready for this opening kickoff. 1996 state finals here in Altoona. The kids from Berwick saying their prayers, getting ready to buckle those chin straps. It's been another long, successful ride for the Dogs. And they are ready to try to cap it off with a title.
Just want to mention something before we get this underway, that Southern Columbia, a great season, unfortunately came to an end on the losing side this afternoon in the first game as they lost 14-12 to Farrell for the second straight year, a close loss for Southern Columbia. But our congratulations once again to Coach Jim Roth and the rest of the Southern Columbia Tigers. Nothing to be ashamed of, an outstanding season, and congratulations to them on being Eastern State champions.
And they're losing to a tough team, Tim. The past 2 years, Farrell back-to-back champions in single A. They are talented.
And here's the kickoff. Taken at the 10, the 15 by number 29. He gets to the outside a little bit, and good coverage by Berwick. Gets out to the 22-yard line.
Tim, the Blackhawk offense built around the run. Mike Arbogast, the senior quarterback, leads it, but the main cog in the running attack, Nate Stewart, the tailback, 1,800-plus yards this year, 13 touchdowns. If Berwick can shut down the run, it could be a long night for Blackhawk.
Quarterback Mike Arbogast under center. In the backfield, number 40 is Adam Smith. Coming right out throwing. The throw outside, and that's a fumble. Berwick pounces on it. And the first turnover of the ball game goes to the Bulldogs.
And right away, Blackhawk is putting a nail in their coffin. You cannot make mistakes against Berwick. The Dogs coming up big. Jeremiah Dyer, the team's leading tackler, coming up with the fumble. And here we look at it again. Blackhawk starting out like Berwick, spreading out the Dogs' defense, makes the catch, but the hit is right there, and Dyer comes up with the loose ball, and Berwick just ready to put Blackhawk in a hole.
Yep, Blackhawks Mike O'Kane couldn't keep the handle. Now here are the Dogs, 1st and 10 at the 12-yard line. A great way to start the ball game, to say the least. The pitch to number 44, and he's in for the touchdown. Brian Smith goes in for the touchdown. Smith, of course, their big gun all season long, over 1,000 yards. That is his 21st touchdown of the season.
Smith just taking the pitch, and look at the hole.
Wow.
I don't think he was touched. Makes a nice move. One tackler had a hand on him there, but that was it. Smith walks in for the score. And boy, the psyche of Blackhawk. They've played in 2 other state finals and have been outscored 73-6. And now you come against Berwick, and in the first play of the game, you're in trouble.
Jeremy Chapin will attempt the point after touchdown, try to make it 7-0. Bad snap and a block. So Berwick does not get the extra point, but they continue to lead 6-0. 11:39 left in the first quarter. So that's what you call big, as Brian Smith, the man who scored the touchdown, is trying to get things fired up even more. We'll be back with more from this state championship game right after this.
And now let's make that random call with today's $10,000 question. Who shot Alexander Hamilton in that famous duel?
Hello, for $10,000. Excuse me? Oh, I'm sorry. Your time is up.
Got milk?
Ned Steiner of Pocono's Beef and Ale Tavern and Restaurant and proud member of the Berwick class of 1968 congratulates the Berwick Bulldogs on a great season. The Pocono's Beef and Ale Tavern and Restaurant, famous for over 34 years for delicious steak sandwiches and the original home of Kelly Fries, and now serving dinner featuring choice prime rib, slow roasted for tenderness and flavor. Have your favorite pasta, seafood, and poultry dishes in our newly remodeled garden room where you can watch the seasons change. Come to where the locals come, the Pocono's Beef and Ale Tavern and Restaurant.
American Standard, bath products that make your life more comfortable. If you're building or remodeling, visit C.B. Scott or Eastern Pennsylvania Supply Company for the beautiful displays of American Standard fixtures and faucets in the bath products showrooms of quality. Our showroom consultants will gladly assist you with planning and design of your American Standard bathroom. Visit Eastern Pennsylvania Supply Company in Wilkes-Barre, Stroudsburg, and Berwick, and C.B. Scott in Scranton and White Mills.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're looking at the kickoff after Berwick's score, and Blackhawk lets the ball go. As you know, in football, on kickoffs, if it goes 10 yards, it's a live ball. You have to fall on it. Berwick now with a 1st and goal at the 4.
So Blackhawk with vapor lock here, and it really kills him. Here's Smith. This time he slips down at the 3-yard line.
Just unbelievable, Tim. You play all year to get to this point. You don't want to sound too critical that kids will be kids, but we're 33 seconds into this game. Blackhawk has already turned the ball over twice, and Berwick has a touchdown.
Well, I don't know if you can call that a turnover. I mean, technically, is that a turnover? They never touched the ball. I don't know what.
Boy, oh boy.
I'm not giving you a hard time.
Right,
but,
but all the games played and the 2 kids just look at each other. It's a kickoff, fall on it.
Well, that goes in the books as an onside kick. It has to.
And give credit to Berwick. They knew what was going on. They pounced on the ball. 2nd down from the 4.
The keeper there by quarterback Tom Lockhart in there for Jeremy Chapin. He gets nowhere with that one. Lockhart will come out now.
Now that's interesting. Chapin played the whole game against Allentown Central Catholic. Much of the whole game anyway. He was on the bench. He took some shots, and as you see, Lockhart, one of the better athletes on the team.
Lockhart a little better at running the ball, a little tougher, taking nothing away from Jeremy, but Lockhart's just a little bigger than he is. So Chapin is back in the game now.
This is 2-down territory here, you would think, Tim. If they don't get it here, they'll probably go for it on 4th down.
Mason and Smith in the backfield. The pitch goes to Smith, turns it up, can't quite get in. He's got to be down about the 1-foot line.
Yeah, now you got to figure Berwick will go. on 4th and goal from about the 6-inch line.
We have a player down for Blackhawk.
And here's Smitty on the pitch. The Cougars with some good pursuit. It appears number 7 there for Blackhawk.
That's their quarterback. That's Mike Arbig. No, I'm sorry. That's not Mike Arbig. Sorry about that. Number 7 is Mark Cocaine. He's the one who's down right now.
He's also one of their top receivers on offense.
That's
so
correct.
Blackhawk can't lose any more weapons on offense.
In fact,
They're
he's
leading,
the one that fumbled the first pass of the game.
Yes, and Blackhawk's leading receiver coming into this game missed the last few games of the year with a broken ankle. So, you know, a team that's built around the run, already down 1 wide receiver.
The young man right now is still down on the turf. They're taking a real close look at him. Coach Joe Hamilton has to be a little concerned, obviously. He's a big part of their offense. All right.
As you know, Berwick, Tim, going for their 3rd straight title and 5th overall. Let's take a look back at the past 4 championships.
Drive alive, Kelchner.
The state finals began in 1988, and surprise, the Dogs were there.
Fires for the leader.
Quarterback Jake Kelchner and receiver Lance Avina quiet the quip. Berwick beats Aliquippa 13-0 for the school's first championship.
It's all over, and Berwick, the state champion in AAA football and possibly national champion.
Title number 2 comes in '92 against Blackhawk. Dane Paulus is back. He has Chris Orlando going deep. Touchdown, Berwick.
What a play.
High school player of the year Ron Paulus and the Dogs finished 15-0 and number 1 in the USA Today ranking with a 33-6 win. Sharon High School is victim numbers 3 and 4.
The injured player has been taken off the field, and Berwick now with a 4th and goal at the 1. Smith tries to get in. Does he get in?
Yes, he does. The far side official, Tim, signals touchdown, and Berwick up 12-0.
You're right. I did not see the hand signal. I'm so glad you saw it.
Finds the hole and just steps across the goal line before being knocked back.
So just about, 2 minutes into the game, Brian Smith has 2 touchdown runs. That's not too hard to take.
2:09 gone, and Berwick is up 12-0.
Now, having missed the extra point the last time, now Berwick goes into the shift, and they will take this one from the shotgun. Chapin is back now. They'll go for 2 to try to make it 14-0. Chapin goes outside, flips it into the end zone, and the catch is made for the 2-point conversion.
Flag down, Tim. I'm not sure if he went past the line of scrimmage or not. We'll have to see. And it is against Berwick.
Kip McCade made the reception in the end zone.
Illegal use of the hands on the Dogs, Tim, nullifying that 2-point conversion. See the refs taking it from the spot.
Walking outside the frame, illegal use of hands.
There you hear it.
Well, I'm sure Coach Curry's not real happy about that, but to this point, I'm sure he didn't expect to be up 12-0 either, so he'll take it. 9:51 to go here in the first period, just the first quarter.
Repeat the try.
Oh, they're going to try it again, okay? And it's 12-0 Berwick, so they're going to try the extra point or the conversion from the 13.
Chip shot.
Berwick might pull out their overtime touchdown play on this deal. That's just about the same, almost from the 10, so what's the difference?
Now 3 players wide left now. Ryan Mason in the backfield.
Chapin looking, throwing to the corner, way out of bounds. So it goes for naught. So Berwick settles with the 12-0 lead. And there's Brian Smith, the man who scored 2 touchdowns already this evening. So Berwick lead 12-0. Blackhawk will try it again. I got a feeling this time they'll even flop on the ball if it's just rolling around down there. I don't think I've ever seen that before, where a team would just let the kickoff go. I mean, a punt, yeah, but not a kickoff. Somebody had to know that.
And the Dogs are jumping. You're right. I mean, sometimes maybe late in the game, if it's a blowout, and, you know, you have second stringers in there, or kids aren't thinking, they're concentration is gone, but boy, oh boy, a minute into the game.
Berwick getting plenty practice with their kickoff team in this first quarter.
You see the weather conditions here in Altoona tonight. Mansion Park, 29 degrees for game time, and it's only going down, and the forecast is cloudy and some drizzle. So we'll take the cloudy, especially at night. Let's just hope the rain stays away.
You got it.
Jeremy Chapin, Tim, set to kick things off.
Taken at the 20 by Nate Stewart, their big gun. Stewart gets to the outside to the 35-yard line, and that's where Blackhawk will take over and try their second play from scrimmage in this first quarter.
We talked about Berwick's defense team being the heart. Well, here you take a look at the lineup. Barney Bowman, Ryan Mason, two of the keys. Ryan Mason, 21 sacks this year. That is a school record. The leading tackler on the team, Jeremiah Dyer, already came back with a fumble recovery. The defensive backs led by Tom Lockhart.
All right, here is Blackhawk from their own 35-yard line. 12-0 Berwick leads. That's Stewart with the ball. Tries to go to the outside, and he is just smothered by a host of Berwick tacklers. None the least is Barney Bowman, the big defensive end, and he has been just outstanding so far this year for Berwick. 11 sacks on the season.
And Tim, we could hear that one from up here in the press box, and it is an enclosed press box, so that's telling you something. Stewart taking it right, and watch, look at Tim Schechterly and Barney Bowman. Bowman laying the plastic on that one.
So it's second down and a long 9 from the 34-yard line for Blackhawk. Arbogast, the quarterback, under center.
Adam Smith, Tim, right up the gut.
Boy, I'll tell you, he broke through that hole pretty quickly there. He got some good yardage out of that deal. A gain of about 8.
Pretty good fullback, Tim. 9 touchdowns this year, Adam Smith. 382 yards. He's the second go-to guy in that Delaware wing T offense. First man through, nice hole there, some nice blocking up front, and Adam Smith making the nice gain up to the 46.
Actually, that was a gain of about 11. So first down at the 46-yard line, their own 46 for Blackhawk. Well, they've gotten this far without turning the ball over. They've got to get a little confidence back here. If they can put on a good drive, it'll help them a great deal. Again, it's Smith. This time he kind of scoots and he fumbles the ball, but they're going to say he was down.
Definitely,
Yep.
he was down.
He just kind of
and
short
if you
steps
notice,
he takes.
and if you notice, Tim, he's looking at his hand and he's going to the sideline. After that first long run on the previous play, he was also favoring his right hand or his left hand, and on that play it might have nearly cost him the ball.
So it's second down and a long 1 at the Berwick 46-yard line. Smith is out of the game right now. 8 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Berwick leads 12-0. The handoff there to number 29, and that's Trent Wisner. Nice gain there, all the way down to the Berwick 33-yard line.
Plenty of weapons out of the backfield is Joe Hamilton and the Cougars of Blackhawk. Wisner 940 yards, 15 touchdowns. And here you see the moves also. Wisner, the second tailback in this wing T. Nate Stewart has 1,800 plus. You throw in 900 from Wisner, you're already at 2,700, nearly 400 more from Smith.
Gain of 12 on that last play. First and 10, Berwick 34. Blackhawk with a nice drive right here. Stewart with the ball. Well, forgive me. We'll get these guys right yet. That's Wisner with the ball.
Lockhart with the tackle.
He gets down to the 23-yard line. And it's another first down for Blackhawk. So they are moving the ball almost at will right now against Berwick.
Opening the lanes, the Blackhawk offensive line. This is a senior-oriented team. 20 of 22 starters are seniors, so they have plenty of talent and experience back from last season.
So a first down at the Berwick 23 for Blackhawk, and this is the kind of football that they expected, smash mouth football. This time it is Stewart, and he's stacked up at about the, well, he gets all the way down to the 18-yard line with second effort.
Jeremiah Dyer, Tim, the first one there. Dyer just a junior making the play.
Quarterback Mike Arbogast goes over to get the play. Very nice drive for the Blackhawk Cougars.
This, of course, unfolds the entire game. Have to see how Blackhawk holds up. Arbogast is also a defensive end, so he's playing both ways and could be worn down late in the game.
It's a lot easier to be on offense and running forward, though, than backward on defense. Believe me, they like this a lot. Nowhere that time for Smith.
That's Barney Bowman disrupting things in the backfield.
Back to the 21-yard line.
There's Bowman just shedding the block and making the hit.
He actually lost about a half a yard on that.
And he just put Adam Smith backwards. Smith just put on his keister. Barney Bowman, just a fabulous game last week against Allentown Central Catholic, all over the field. Scored a touchdown to give the Dogs the early lead.
The big defensive end, 6'3", 220, a senior. So 3rd and 8. Big play in this drive at the 21 for Blackhawk.
2 men in motion there for Blackhawk.
Yep.
Can't do that. One running back going one way, the split end going the other.
Delay the game on the offense.
They're just calling delay a game instead of the double motion there. But
there's no penalty.
Yeah, if you notice, Nate Smith would take a look at the officiating lineup. Of course, the head referee mic'd up tonight, so you'll be able to hear his calls. And like this one coming up.
Dead ball. Delay the game on the offense. 3rd down.
I'll tell you, that's a wicked call to come on 3rd and 8. Now it's 3rd and 13. George Curry barking instructions to his defense.
Defensive alignment. George just relishes setting up these defensive plays.
Got a feeling his linebackers going to be coming here with a pass play. Good pass protection right there into the end zone. Arbogast throws it away.
Good pass protection, yes, but great protection or great coverage in the secondary. Those seams and openings closed up awfully quickly. Some talented kids in that secondary. Tom Lockhart, one of them. Jerry Saperco, Tim Mason. Coach Curry has some real studs in that defensive secondary.
So it's 4th down and 13. Berwick up 12-0. 5:22 left here in this first period. Berwick getting off to a quick lead after a fumble on a pass. They turned that into a touchdown, and then a recovery of an onside kick of sorts deep in Blackhawk territory, and they turned that into a touchdown. Arbogast is throwing the pass down to number 35, Chad Marsilio, and he gets a first down at the 4-yard line. Is it the 4 or the 9-yard line?
That is about the 8, Tim. There are a few extra lines on this Altoona Mansion Park field. It's also used for soccer. And here you see Arbogast, the strong right arm, and Marsilio making the nice cut there and nice catch. Marsilio coming into this game, much needed leading receiver, healthy leading receiver for Blackhawk.
All right, so it's 1st and goal for Blackhawk at the 8-yard line of Berwick. The handoff, that's Wisner, and he's in for the touchdown. And they just blew into the end zone that time. And the Blackhawk fans are feeling pretty good. They're back in the game at 12-6.
That is quite a character builder for Blackhawk. After a couple of early mistakes and touchdowns, Wisner finds the hole, picks his way through, and scores. He actually lowers the shoulder and lowers Lockhart on that touchdown. Blackhawk back in it, down by just 6 with 4:58 to play in the first.
Well, that was like a 66-yard drive. Very nicely done. A clutch 4th down play they get
Coach
to pick up the touchdown, and they call a timeout. They want to decide whether to go for 2 or for 1. 4:58 to go here in the first quarter. 12-6. Blackhawk is in trailing Berwick right now.
Nothing to lose to go for 2 at this point, Tim. It's still just a 6-point game. If they don't make it, they can still take a lead on another touchdown. And we take this time right now to really salute one of the biggest Berwick fans that passed away earlier this year, Ernest F. Saraceno, known to all Berwick fans as the Cat Man, passed away this past May. He was 81 years old.
Now, gentlemen.
Berwick's equipment manager was always there for the dogs.
Now, men, here we go.
Day and night, championship after championship, the Cat Man was always part of Berwick football.
Trent Wisner will try the point after touchdown. At least that's the way they're setting up. And the kick is almost blocked, and it is just barely good. So 12-7 now as Berwick leads in this one as Wisner's kick just goes inside the right goal post. There you see the touchdown run. So Wisner does it all here, Tom. He scores the 6 on the touchdown.
And he lowers the shoulder to get into the end zone.
Yeah, good effort there, and of course he kicks the extra point. So Blackhawk has a good drive under its belt.
So momentum, Tim, easy for me to say, momentum swinging back to the Cougars. Now we'll see how Berwick handles things. The Dogs will get the ball with about 4.5 minutes to play here in the first. Let's see if they can mount that offense, get it right back going.
Well, of course, Berwick is known for its long drives. They just kind of peck away at you, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 yards at a time.
And the Berwick offense is yet to establish, they haven't had to. An interception on the first play of the game, and then on the ensuing kickoff, they recover the ball. So Berwick's offense has been operating inside the Blackhawk 10-yard line.
Wisner to kick it off now from the 40-yard line.
Back them up here, Billy.
Back to receive is Brian Smith and Tom Lockhart. And that's Smith who takes it at the 14. And he is taken down just about the 28-yard line. Wow. Somebody's helmet comes off down there.
They're popping out there.
You're not kidding.
The Dogs offense takes the field. Junior Jeremy Chapin leading the way at quarterback. Brian Smith, the speedy running back. Ryan Mason, a powerful fullback out of that Berwick offense. And Berwick's big play receiver, number 8, Brian Clement. A young offensive line, Tim, for Berwick. A couple of sophomores. Manny Henry is the cornerstone, both on offense and defense. Manny bench presses 500 pounds. Wow. He is a stalwart.
And that's Smith that goes in motion. Mason with the ball right up the gut. Yeah, it gets maybe 4 out of the deal.
Your own guys up slowly again, men. Up slowly.
Blackhawk defensive lineup.
Who's got the ball? Oh, right here.
Bo Campbell, Andrusek, Myers, Brian Lodovico there making the tackle on that play.
Second down, about 8. Get him back.
So a couple of yards on that play. Berwick will go 2nd and 8 from their own 32 with 4:20 to go in the first quarter. They lead in the ball game 12-7. This first quarter's been a little long. We had an injury timeout that was quite lengthy. Little mix-up there on the Blackhawk line. The quick pass is out to number 83, Kip McCabe, and McCabe gets all the way up to the 48-yard line before he's tripped up. And he's speedy, Tom.
Kip is a clutch receiver. Brian Ament, the big play guy. But Kip McCabe is a possession receiver. If you need that clutch first down or the play, Kip is the man to go to. And Berwick, as you see the catch, will start to spread out that Blackhawk offense. It's tough to defend Berwick. You can't concentrate on the run. You can't pay too much attention to the pass because they'll kill you both ways.
McCabe making a nice move there on defensive back Justin Best to get about 4 more yards out of that deal. So Smith and Mason in the backfield once again. It's Smith with the ball. Good gainer up the right-hand side. He's still on the move into Blackhawk territory, down to the 42-yard line.
It looked like Smitty was a shoestring tackle away from getting to the outside and breaking that one, and he comes up a little gimpy, and it appears it'll head to the sideline.
He gets a good 8 yards on that play. So Berwick moving the ball well.
Smitty going left and then nearly finding one more block to spring him. Didn't happen.
Oh, this is the kind of play coaches love here, Tom. 2nd and 1. They just go for the first down.
Jeremy Chapin is a smart quarterback, as all Berwick quarterbacks are. They just don't make mistakes. Chapin coming in throwing 15 touchdowns this year and just 6 INTs and a player down.
326 yards he's rushed for.
That's on the sideline, attending to Brian Smith. Brian in some pain there, it appears. Tending to his lower back, it looks like, Tim.
And he ran off the field as he looked like his ankle was hurt, but obviously it was more than that. The handoff here down to the 33-yard line of Blackhawk.
And that's big number 99, Roy James. And there's Smitty. And there's big Roy. Roy, only a junior, 5'10", 250 pounds.
He's that power kind of guy for the Bulldogs. Second and a long 4 for Berwick at the 34 of Blackhawk. Oh, Mason fumbles. Blackhawk picks it up. Number 35, Chad Marsilio, recovers the fumble after it pops loose out of Mason's arms. It just popped right out of there, Tom.
And you don't see this very often.
No, you don't.
Berwick turning the ball over. Ryan Mason, a solid ball player, just coughing it up as he gets hit. There you see after the ball is loose, Marsilio picking it up, taken down at the 20. Here's Chapin again, a simple play up the gut, and a helmet onto the ball, popping that ball loose.
So a turnover for the Bulldogs, and Blackhawk takes it over at the 21-yard line. 2:09 to go in the first quarter. It's 12-7, Berwick in the lead. So let's see if the Bulldogs can hold them down here and not let that turnover hurt them. On the play,
Adam Smith just grinding for 5. Curry relaying the plays. The coach said he knew this would be a tough game. Blackhawk wasn't invited here. They earned it. And he expects the toughest game of the year.
So second down and 6 for Blackhawk at their own 25-yard line. They hand off to Wisner, and he gets maybe 2 yards out of that, maybe 3. A host of Berwick players on the tackle there.
Coach Joe Hamilton and the Cougars, a very big play here, 3rd and 6 from about the 26. If they want to keep this momentum from a turnover and from scoring on their last possession, it would behoove the Cougars to get a first down here.
By the way, Brian Smith is back up, and they're checking out his foot down there. It looks like, I can't tell exactly what they're checking on down there, but he is back up, and that's good to see. So we're up at 3rd and 5 here for Blackhawk. The pitch out to Wisner. He turns the corner, and he looks like he's got the first down around the 31-yard line. We'll have to see where they spot the ball.
It looks short, Tim. It looks like they bumped him at about the 28 or 29.
Let's see where they mark it.
It's about the 29-yard line.
You're right.
Wisner, it looks like things are opening up as Saperko falls down, but then Dyer comes up and just lays a hit on him and knocks him out of bounds.
Nice play. So that'll bring up a punting situation. So if it stays this way, Berwick dodges the bullet on the turnover, and they'll get the ball back in pretty good field position too. The punter back at the, now there's a flag on the play.
Okay, all right.
Maybe too much time. Oh, timeout Berwick. All right.
And Coach Curry's going to go out and talk to his troops on this one. Maybe he's considering going for this one. Try to block it.
All right, let's go back to the studios and Drew Mitchell for a sports update. Drew?
Thanks, Tim. In the Single A championship game this afternoon, Farrell scored first on a touchdown pass and never looked back, taking their 2nd straight state title over Southern Columbia. This one by the final score of 14-12. Back to Altoona and Tim and Tom.
Here we are, Mansion Park in Altoona. It's the state championship game between Berwick and Blackhawk. Glad you're joining us here on WNEP TV. And there is Brian Smith, who went out of the game a little while ago, hurting pretty bad, but it looks like he's getting all buckled up again, Tom, and ready to go back in the game.
I'm not sure, Tim, if it was a hip pointer or a hamstring. They were massaging It appeared as either his lower back or his upper leg.
Could have been a cramp, too. Yeah. That's very possible. Punting from the 14-yard line. It's a low line drive kick. It goes back, and Berwick will let it go.
Yeah, fortunate bounce for the Dogs. That was like a 9-iron with some backspin.
And that's kind of surprising on this field because it is AstroTurf or whatever kind of, it's not AstroTurf, it's some kind of artificial turf. And, you know, usually the football will kind of bounce, especially when it's cold and so compact air inside. You'd think it would bounce more, but it just didn't.
That hit at the 35 and just stuck.
It just died.
Pin high, pin high.
We all set over here?
Berwick will get ready to go from their own 35-yard line. Just 33 seconds to go in the first quarter, and the Bulldogs up 12-7. They scored twice, missed the point after, and conversions. Blackhawk scoring once and getting the conversion. Berwick gets a couple of yards on that play there.
079, good job.
Yep, Ryan Mason, some hard yardage there, boy. That middle is giving no ground yet. But this is part of Berwick's game plan. They'll go at Blackhawk right at the middle, try to soften them up, try to wear them down, and then by the third and fourth quarter, if Smitty's healthy, they can bust him outside or spread him out with the long passes to Ament.
George will give you that smash mouth football, he calls it. That's his favorite thing, and that's the end of the first quarter. Berwick leads it at the end of one, 12-7. We'll be back with more football right after this.
Can I get some milk, please?
She got the last one.
Excuse me, I'll be right back, okay?
I need two specials. All right, let's not take half of the bag, huh? You become a sweet taste in my mouth. Ooh. And I know you're gonna. Oh, yeah.
Hi, sweet.
Got milk?
Check, please.
We started out as a little old bank, but as your needs got bigger, so did we. And we're still growing. And we want you to know that today, we can serve every single financial need that you and your family have. But we also want you to know this. We'll never get so big that you can't get close to us.
The First National Bank of Berwick is proud of our youth and always wish the Berwick football team the best of luck.
Did you know that? Yes. As a nursing professional, I face more challenges, more opportunities than ever before. To meet these challenges, I need advanced education. In College Misericordia's graduate nursing program, I could specialize in primary health care, managed care, or nursing education.
Call today for the information you need to advance in the nursing field. College Misericordia's graduate programs, your opportunity to excel.
At Landau's Family Furniture, there's no question, no debate. You don't pay till 98.
That's great. That's the year after next.
Landau's Family Furniture is priced right, payment-free, interest-free, just plain free.
You mean I don't have to pay?
You don't pay till 98.
Great prices, great sale.
No question, no debate. You don't pay till 98 at Landau's Family Furniture in Hazleton, Stroudsburg, and Scranton.
Welcome back to Mansion Park, a place for the young and the young at heart, having a great time here. The Dogs fans and their team up by 5 as we get ready to start the second quarter. Clock told me. I looked over there, Tim, and it was boom 11:50, and I thought, wait a minute, we didn't start this thing yet. We got it straightened out.
Berwick trying to mount a drive here. Their second play in this drive, and they'll be going from their own 38-yard line. Jeremy Chapin, the quarterback. In the backfield is Ryan Mason. And that's Smith, who's back in the ballgame after the injury. Brian Smith all the way up to the 49-yard line. Looks like he's okay. He went out before looking like he had a cramp of some kind or whatever, but he looks pretty good now.
He looks fine now. Busts off a few yards.
Yep. Quite a few, as a matter of fact. Enough for a first down at the 49-yard line.
Smitty making some cuts. Doesn't look like there's any tender ankle or leg on those moves. There's big Manny Henry, number 75.
First and 10 for Berwick. The fake to Mason. The throw to Ament and
nearly picked off.
Nearly picked off, and Ament over there looking for the interception or the interference and doesn't get it, because that was a pretty good defensive play there by number 35, Chad Marsilio. Called his name a few times already tonight.
Yeah, he's been all over that defensive backfield so far. Pretty good ball player.
2nd and 10.
You know you're tough when you don't. You know you're tough when you're showing like bare midriff there on a very cool night. Letting the belly button hang out. 29-degree weather.
2nd and 10, Berwick at their own 49-yard line. And they're going to pass again. Chapin dumps it off to Smith. Smith cuts it back up, and guess what? He's going all the way for a touchdown. 51 yards on the pass play. Jeremy Chapin to Brian Smith, and Smith looks okay to me, Tom.
Tim, the real hero on this play is Jeremy Chapin, because he took a shot. He held that ball the last possible minute. It freed up Smitty. Here's Chapin. It appears they were going to pitch it right there, and then he has to throw it. And there you see Chapin getting decked. He waited, and then Smitty finds a block by Mason, and there's the hole for the score. Just little things that add up to a state championship team, and that's what Berwick does year after year. Jeremy Chapin just sold himself out there. You see Jeremy Chapin, only a junior, and just wait till next year. He never started a varsity game until this season, so he has a whole year ahead of him.
So Berwick up 18-6. They go for the two-point conversion. This is Ament with the ball, and he cannot get the ball into the end zone, not even close, but Berwick will settle for the 6. And Marsilio, I'm sorry, that was Wisner making the tackle there, Trent Wisner. So 18-7, and you can see Brian Ament, he's not very happy about what happened there, but you can't make the play every time, buddy. So it's 11:26 to go. Just a few seconds elapsed into the second quarter, and Berwick has added to the lead.
And there's the downfield blocking by Gus Felder and Ryan Mason. And look at the block by Mason, and that was the key.
Yep.
Springing Brian Smith. Go get him, Big Gus.
Big Gus, number 79.
Man.
He's just a junior, 6'5", 300 pounds, and
he's still growing.
I'm telling you, he's a big man. Big young man.
Of course, Gus has to be part of the best of the boy play of the year against Strathaven. Berwick was tossing a shutout. Big Gus Felder comes in, picks up the loose ball on the fumble, and goes into the end zone. The only problem was he was running the wrong way. Strathaven got a safety out of it. And there is Big Gus, the junior.
And you know, he's got a great sense of humor. He took a lot of ribbon about it and was laughing about it himself. So.
Sure.
Chapin with the kickoff now. Wisner takes it off his chest, picked up by Stewart. Stewart tries to go the other way. He's got some room, and look out if he gets to the outside. Now he's going to be hemmed in. Nice job coverage there by Berwick to get him down and out of bounds.
Bizarre. Bizarre
you.
kickoff so far tonight. Hey, Blackhawks a darn good team, and they were beating opponents pretty well this year. I'm not sure how many times they had to take kickoffs.
My goodness. Little rough on the special teams, to say the least. Yeah, Wisner just can't get the handle.
This Blackhawk defense has tossed 4 shutouts. They only gave up more than 7 points on 3 different occasions. They're 13-0 coming in, so maybe their kickoff team didn't get that much experience. Their offense doing the job all the time.
3 receivers to the left out there. Back to pass is Arbogast, and
gets away
from the one tackler and throws it out of bounds.
Oh boy, I can't believe they're not calling grounding on that, or that. Excuse me, Tim.
That's okay. Timmy Schechterly with the shot at him there, and Arbogast refused to go down.
There was not a Blackhawk receiver anywhere near that ball.
Well, I guess they're just going to figure he's throwing it out of bounds and give it to him in that sense. Now, Schechterly gets the shot there.
A great job by Arbogast to keep his feet. Mason in hot pursuit, and then look where this ball goes, and tell me if you see any Cougars.
Well, I guess as long as he throws it out of bounds, he's okay. So it's 2nd down and 10 for Blackhawk at their own 34-yard line.
Blackhawk spreading out the Berwick defense here. 1 wide receiver wide left, 2 wide right. 2 to the short side, I should say.
Arbogast looks like he's going to throw it, but hands off on the delay to Stewart. Stewart is really moving. He's still not down and inside of Berwick territory at the 49-yard line.
Big time run by Stewart once he got past the defensive line, showing some toughness, lowering the shoulder in the secondary. Now you see why the kid has more than 1,800 yards this year. The blocker, Adam Smith, leading the way, and there's Stewart showing his speed, and then watch him lower the shoulder. Ooh. Get some good gains out to the 50-yard line. Actually into Berwick territory, there you see at the 49.
That was a nice tackle, though, by Timmy Mason. He held on to slow Stewart down enough so everybody else could finish him off. 1st and 10 at the Berwick 49. It goes to Stewart. He breaks up the middle. He's down to the 39-yard line. And another excellent gain there for Nate Stewart, who gained over 1,800 yards this season. 1,814 yards for the running back from Blackhawk.
Nothing fancy, some nice trap blocking up the middle.
They're going to take a measurement here, Tom. This is very close to being a first down, and from the angle here, I would say it is. But then again.
You're right, though. We are right at the marker here, and it appears they have it by inches.
First down.
There you go.
First down.
Okay, by an inch. I thought we were burned again. From the angle on the camera, it looked like, uh-oh, insert foot into mouth.
Well, this is the Berwick defense now. I'm going to get a real test here. See if they can hold Blackhawk and keep this 18-7 lead before halftime. 10.5 minutes to go. There's still plenty of time, but Berwick would certainly like to deny them here. Full house backfield. And the handoff goes to number 40. And he does go nowhere. That's Adam Smith.
Jeremiah Dyer.
Well, they're going to give him a yard maybe on that. Maybe.
And Jeremiah Dyer and Percy Hayes in on this stop for the Dogs. There's Dyer first, and
you're right, no gain.
Hayes second. Excuse me, Saperko second. Hayes finishing off the play. Jerry Saperko, an interception last week against ACC in that Eastern Final. Led the Wyoming Valley Conference. One of the leading interceptors in the Wyoming Valley Conference this year.
The pitch back to Stewart, and then he throws it back to, oh man, all the way down to the 8-yard line. Arbogast throws it all the way down to the 8-yard line to Marsilio. So Berwick fooled a little bit on that play, Tom. I know I was caught by surprise.
Yeah, the secondary bit on the fake, and Marsilio got behind Saperko, and a big pass play. There you see it, the pitch, and then he hands it right back. Well-designed play. Mike Arbogast lets it fly, and Marsilio down there. If he didn't have to wait for the ball, it would probably be a touchdown.
Marsilio took a nasty shot to the gut there, though.
And Saperko making the hit.
So it's 1st and goal from the 7-yard line. Blackhawk with another chance to put 6 on the board here. Stewart takes the handoff for real this time. Still fighting down to the 3-yard line. Nothing fancy about that play, Tom, as opposed to the last one.
And it appears this is a much different Blackhawk team than what we saw in 1992. Of course, Ron Paulus and the Dogs that year beating up on Blackhawk 33-6. Stewart just not giving up there, getting a couple of yards, 5 yards on that run down to the 2-yard line. But they appear more physical up front, and they appear more efficient at the passing game. They haven't thrown it that much tonight, but when they have, they've got some good gains out of it.
2nd and goal at the 2. Marsilio was in motion there. That's
Smith. Adam Smith, and some big-time defense there by the Dogs, not giving an inch. Boy, this Jeremiah Dyer, Tim, he is all over. Leading tackler this year on the Dogs, 120 tackles coming in, and there you see him just putting the helmet between the 4 and the 0 and stopping Adam Smith for no gain.
Looks like he got maybe a yard on that, Tom.
That's a friendly spot.
Yep, you're not kidding. 8:05 to go in the first quarter, 18-7. Berwick in front here, but Blackhawk is knocking on the door.
A long yard.
Wisner and Stewart in the backfield. That's Wisner with the ball. Tries to climb over the pile, and Berwick just piles him right up. All the linebackers come in to shut that one down.
And J.D. Stanley from Berwick, number 93, going after the ball on that play. You see Wisner spinning, and watch Stanley come in and just start ripping at that pigskin.
How about Tommy Lockhart there coming out from his defensive back position to really plug it up, to make sure nobody got anywhere. So 4th and goal at the 1.
Lockhart, Tim, got this season started off. We'll get back to him. Interception in the H.D. Woodson game for a touchdown that sent Berwick on its way.
Stewart, Smith, and Marsilio in the backfield. Looks like they're going for the whole bundle here. Instead of going for 3, they want the whole 6. Stewart to the outside, and he scores. So Blackhawk makes the clutch play on 4th and goal, and Stewart scores on the right-hand side. And now it's 18-13. Berwick still leads.
Blackhawk center Pat Davis leading the blocking there, number 72, to Spring Stewart.
In the middle, Bobby.
Well, I'm sure you'll see Blackhawk go for the 2 here, because if they get the 2, then they're only a field goal behind.
Bobby,
and if you miss the 2, you can still take the lead with a touchdown. It's
exactly.
A 5-point difference here, 18-13.
Now they're going to call timeout and talk it over. Yes, they are.
If I'm not mistaken, Tim, that's their 2nd timeout used this half.
Right. I think they used a timeout the last time. Yeah, they have 1 left now.
1 left, so.
All right, we'll be back with more football right after this.
Tom, can I make a suggestion?
You're fired!
Welcome to eternity.
Heaven. Yeah. Now, wait a minute. Where am I?
Got milk?
Any paging service can get you messages some of the time. Pager One will get you more of your messages than any other service, the most powerful paging service and the largest continuous coverage area. Pager One is the most experienced paging system in the region, locally owned and always on the cutting edge of technology. Pager One is the choice of law enforcement agencies, hospitals, small businesses, and large corporations. Pager One delivers voicemail, digital messages, news, weather, and sports updates, even stock quotes. Pager One will reach you everywhere you are.
We started out as a little old bank, but as your needs got bigger, so did we. And we're still growing. And we want you to know that today, we can serve every single financial need that you and your family have. But we also want you to know this. We'll never get so big that you can't get close to us.
The First National Bank of Berwick is proud of our youth and always wish the Berwick football team the best of luck.
Welcome back to Snowtoona, Mansion Park. See the snow in the foreground. They have this field cleared off nicely, but some piles of snow about 4 to 5 feet high lining the field. Altoona getting about 5 inches overnight, just in time for the state finals.
Now they're showing extra point here. Wisner showing that he's going to kick one. And he does, and it's no good. It looks like it went wide right. So the score is going to remain 18-13. Berwick. And of course, if Blackhawk can score here, they can still take the lead with a touchdown. But Berwick has other ideas. They're going to get the ball back now on the kickoff. Thought that was interesting that they called a timeout there just to kick an extra point.
Yeah, they burned a timeout, I guess, discussed things, and came up with the kick. But, oh, why not? You know, this is the state final. I would have gone for 2. But that's why I'm up here.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, that's exactly why. Said on my resume, he would go for 2, and they said, next candidate, please.
Mason and Lockhart. Make that Smith and Lockhart back deep now for Berwick on this kickoff.
I got 11. I got 11.
Big. Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow a triple header, Tim, on ABC and WNEP, capped off with the SEC Championship. Alabama and Florida. We'll see if the Gators can bounce back from that tough loss in Tallahassee to Florida State.
All right, Wisner kicks off, and it's going to be Smith taking it at the 14-yard line. Cuts to the outside, Still on his feet, still moving at the 34-yard line is where they'll mark it. Berwick will put the ball in play with just about 6 minutes and 50 seconds to go here in the first half, and they lead 18-13 to the Bulldogs. Coach Joe Hamilton of the Blackhawk Cougars. He's done a nice job with this football team. He's been here, what, 3 out of the last 5 years?
Yes,
but
92,
just hasn't won.
93, and now 96. Trying to get the monkey off the back.
Jeremy Chapin, hands off. And the runner is, as soon as I pick his number up there, Brian Smith. He scoots in there.
Smitty's not a big guy, and he likes to use his speed.
Yeah.
As you see them working on one of the Berwick defenders, Leroy Spencer. Spencer the junior.
Second about 6.
Apparently got a stinger or something to his left
flexing
arm.
that hand like
shoulder on the
maybe hit the
kickoff.
crazy bone or something like that.
Yeah.
Berwick gets about 3 yards on that last play, so it's 2nd and 7 at their own 37. Mason, the only setback. This time, Chapin on the keeper goes to the left side. He's pushed out of bounds, and he picks up about 3 more, maybe 4, out to the 40-yard line.
And Berwick likes on the first, to get a first down, they like going to that short side of the field. Nothing fancy, less chance of mistakes. Take out the margin of error, get that first down, and then continue the march.
Well, they give him out to the 41. And that makes it 3rd down and 3 to go.
Mason and Smith in the backfield with Chapin, Tim.
Mason wearing those red top socks that you don't see very often on the Berwick players. He's easy to spot. But Smith tries to cut it up inside, and it looks to me like he's got the first down. Looks like he's got it out to the 44-yard line. He needed to get to about the 43.5.
Yes, it
is a first down.
Here the referee and Brian Smith on the pitch left, and it's nice to have number 40 leading the way.
Yeah.
Ryan Mason, quite an athlete, 6'2", 220. Coach Curry believes it might be the best defensive player he's ever had.
And not too bad on offense either, you know. He's the only setback right now. The handoff, nope. The fake, Chapin takes it again, turns it up. Gets about 3 or 4.
Okay, and
a little extracurricular activity out there.
Actually, Coach's comment was best player in the state.
There you go.
They've had some great defensive players here at Berwick. It would be pretty tough to designate one as being the best, but Ryan Mason right now, one of the best in the state. Chapin, keeper. That's a design play, and Jeremy taking some licks there for a few yards.
You know what, though? Ryan Mason's the kind of young man, though. He can take those accolades and not let it go to his head. He's plays good football, good hard-nosed football, but is not a real flashy guy. And there he is, Ryan Mason.
2nd down.
The senior.
6'1", 220. And believe me, he's strong just like the rest of them. These guys use the weight room. 5 minutes to go in the half. 18-13, Berwick in the lead. 2nd and 7 for the Dogs at their own 47. The quick flip to Ahmed. And he goes down. Nate Stewart barely getting a handle on him to bring him down. But it's a great big gain for the Bulldogs down to the 34-yard line of Blackhawk.
Opposing coaches, Tim, and defensive coordinators, as you see the replay, have to be sitting on the edges of their seats when they play Berwick. I mean, look at, he is one missed tackle away from a touchdown. They spread out that offense and they do the little quick hitters over the middle. Brian Ament, a big kid, 6'5", towers over most defensive backs, and they use his size and speed very well.
When you wear that number 8, you're usually good at receiving the ball and running.
Going back to him.
There he is in the corner. And it's a big gainer down to the 2 or 3 yard line. Or is it the 6 yard line?
They're going to say he stepped out just around the 6
I thought he
or
was
7.
knocked out at the 2 or 3, but there it is.
Chapin putting plenty of air under that ball. Brian Ament there for the catch, knocked out of bounds.
Yeah, he was knocked out at the 2 or 3, but he must have stepped out a little earlier than that. So Berwick with a 1st and goal at the 7. And Blackhawk takes its final timeout of the period. And there you see Brian Ament Another excellent receiver wearing that number 8 for the Berwick Bulldogs.
At Berwick, number 8 is the star receiver, the tall kid. A few years ago, Mike Bennett. Now it's Brian Ament. Number 7 goes to that quarterback that leads the way. Number 44, the swift tailback. Number 90 is usually your outstanding defensive end. This year it's Barney Bowman.
You know, a lot of colleges do that. They like to give out certain numbers to certain people, and over the years.
Part of the tradition, you know, for the kids coming
right.
up. If you're a freshman or a sophomore, you have to be licking your chops saying, I'd love to wear number 7 when I'm a senior.
Well, I know when I visited Notre Dame several years ago, went into the locker room, and on every locker it says, you know, this locker was used by number 7, and it lists all the people who over the years wore that shirt and used that locker.
And who painted their faces blue and white.
Yeah, there you go. So Berwick has the ball, 1st and goal at the 7. And the 2 big guns in the backfield, Mason and Smith. And it'll be Smith, tries to scoot inside, he fumbles the ball, and it looks like Blackhawk has the ball. We'll wait, though. It looked like it sure did. That's too bad.
Yeah, that's the 2nd turnover for Berwick, and this one hurts deep in Blackhawk territory, going in for a possible score, and Blackhawk comes away with the defensive gem. This one
That's
handed
number
to
90,
Josh Myers with the loose ball. Smitty looking for some room, stripped before he goes down, and number 90, Josh Myers, recovers. So 4:33 left to play before the half. Blackhawk 1st and 10 at their own 4. So maybe this isn't as bad as it appears for Berwick. If they can get a nice defensive stand here, they'll be back in good field position. Or a turnover for Blackhawk would be really deadly.
Let's see the full house backfield here for Blackhawk. They'll probably just try to power it out here. That's Wisner with the ball. He looked like he was going to try to turn it up, and a great play right there by number 33 of the Bulldogs. Jeremiah Dyer just grabbed him on the foot to prevent any more pickup. In the meantime, though, Wisner does get quite a few yards.
And you see the nice
about
pursuit.
4 yards on the deal. 5, almost 5, really.
Excuse me, Tim. Nice pursuit there by the defense, the Dogs' defense, and it was Dyer coming from the backside to trip up Wisner. Dyer, one of those talented Berwick players that you'll see again next year.
So here comes Blackhawk again, 2nd and 6 on their own 8-yard line. Just under 4 minutes to go in the first half, and it looks like that's Wisner again.
Nothing.
He gets nothing on that one.
All your guys underneath here. Don't step on your own guys getting up.
Now Blackhawk with the ball after getting a fumble. Not doing much with it so far. 3rd down and 4. This is a really big play in the first half for Blackhawk.
Absolutely. You see Wisner just trying to look for room. That might be a setup play. Nothing more than just get Berwick's defense thinking about stopping the run. And this is the next play, in a series. Get one up the middle, and now we'll see if Blackhawk tries to do something fancy for a 1st down. Now the Cougars can come back with the fake to Wisner, since he's carried the ball twice in this series, and a little play-action pass might just be what the doctor ordered for the Cougars.
Arbogast has thrown for 1,439 yards this year, and he's going to try to throw for more right there, and he gets the pass out to Marsilio, and he's got the 1st down and a flag on the play.
Face masked him on Berwick.
Well, that's going to tack it on. Yeah, Marsilio was pointing like it's more yardage for us, so it looks like that's going to be...
I'm surprised, a little straight back. That was nothing more than a straight back pass for the Cougars.
Face mask on the blue.
Well, there you heard it.
New ball, new ball, new ball, new ball, new ball.
Right there.
Yards, that was a completed pass.
Well, certainly not an intentional face mask. It's one of those things where he's trying to grab for the shirt and he slips around to the mask.
Yeah,
Coach Curry is saying, okay, let's not worry about it. Let's just get it together and stop him here.
Face mask on the blue. 1st down.
You see the time, 2:50 left in the 2nd quarter. 1st and 10 for Blackhawk now at their own 31. Percy Hayes was called with that face mask penalty.
Berwick with a 5-point lead here, 18-13. So Blackhawk must score a touchdown if they want the lead at the half. That's Smith in the backfield behind Arbogast. Arbogast back to throw, but here he tries to throw it as he was being tackled by number 20. Tim Schechterly of the Bulldogs was right in on him.
I give Arbogast credit. That's the second time he's been under tremendous pressure and he's gotten the ball away. But at the same time, this is coming close to just getting rid of the ball for getting rid's sake.
That's a dangerous pass down in that area.
Absolutely. He's falling away. He's losing momentum. That ball is just going to hang in the air. He was fortunate, as you see Tim Schechterly, not the biggest nose guard you'll see, 5'9", 180.
Yep, there you go. Just a junior.
But he's using his quickness up front.
The quick handoff to Nate Stewart. Stewart gets 2-3 yards there, maybe 2. So it'll be a 3rd down and 9. 3rd down and 8.
Okay, we'll get him back over.
Stewart,
we'll make a 3rd down and 9.
And the hole closes quickly there as Mason getting an assist there on the tackle.
Well, I got to believe Berwick's looking completely for a pass on this play. Blackhawk has to get to the 40, almost the 42 for a 1st down.
Yeah,
Blackhawk, with 2 minutes to go.
Joe Hamilton has me full, Tim. I'm not sure if he's just trying to play out that to the half here or he's going to try to get a score before the break.
Arbogast looking here. He's in trouble, and the big tackle made there by Ryan Mason. And Berwick will get the ball back. That is a big play there. And Berwick takes a timeout. Smart move with 1:50 to go. Ryan Mason with the big play there.
Yep.
Mason, 38 tackles for losses this year.
That's also a
quarterback sack.
20,
I'm sorry.
20. That's his 22nd quarterback sack of the year. That is a school record. And as you mentioned, 38 tackles for loss.
Make it 39 because that was a tackle for a loss too. So, all right, Drew. Here's a halftime preview from Mr. Mitchell back at the studio.
Thanks, Tim. We've got 2 of the area's best coaches, Valley View's Frank Fazalia and Coughlin's John Joseph. We're going to analyze the first half, each quarter on Berwick offensively and defensively. We've got that coming up for you at halftime of this one.
All right, Drew, we look forward to it. 1:50 to play here in the second quarter, 4th and 13, and it appears Blackhawk will punt.
Oh, a bad snap back there, and he does kick the kick away. And it'll take a nice Blackhawk roll all the way down to the 45-yard line. So Berwick will have 1:39 to go, an 18-13 lead, and 55 yards for a touchdown.
Nice job there by the Blackhawk kicker. I believe it's Nathan Montani. Number 14 isn't listed in the program.
Oh, there's always one of those guys, you know?
Yeah, that's
there's
right.
always one of those guys with no name in the program. Here's the good news, Tom. He's going to stay in the game.
Okay. From now on, he'll be known as number 14.
There you go. So here comes Berwick now. Chapin back to pass. Looking. He throws and almost intercepted. Wow. Intended receiver there was Kip McCabe, but he had no chance of making that catch.
And the Blackhawk defenders making sure Jeremy Chapin knew that the rush was on. Jeremy with the elbow pad on the left arm, excuse me, I'll get it straight. Keeping the hands warm as the temperatures fall here in Altoona.
Now, this is something you see all the time with George Curry football teams. Wholesale, in and out, bringing the plays in, trying to keep the other team guessing, multiple formations.
Without getting too technical, different packages, different players for different schemes in the offense.
2nd and 10 at the 45. That's Chapin back. He's under pressure again, and he's going to be sacked back at the 40-yard line.
Myers.
By Josh Myers.
Myers, the same fellow that recovered the fumble, Tim, and here's the rush. Josh just comes through from his left defensive tackle position or defensive end position.
Chapin doing a nice job, though, of protecting the ball to make sure that he doesn't fumble. So it'll be a 3rd and 15 for Berwick. They're at their own 40 now, and there's exactly 1 minute to go in this first half. The Bulldogs in front, 18-13. Brian Ament split out to the right.
And Blackhawk, Tim, with, it appears, 5 or 6 defensive backs. And number 14. Number 14 nearly picks it off.
Yep. That was another close one for that big number 14.
I believe
We're not being funny, but we don't know who that is.
Fourth down. Back stake.
We'll call him that.
Back
How's that?
stake. Fourth down.
We don't know who that is. It's 4th down and 15 now. Berwick will punt, and Blackhawk will get the ball depending on how much roll they get or if they return it or not return it with under 40 seconds left. Great kick there by Aments. It takes a good Berwick bounce down to about the 28-yard line. 34 seconds to go in the half, and it'll be Blackhawks ball, 1st and 10 at their own 30. Make that the, let's see where they mark it, the 28-yard line.
Keep it there.
With 34 seconds to go in the half, Tim, I am researching. My crack research staff is about to hand me the name of number 14. Thank you, sir. And he is Dane Helsing.
Oh, whose number is normally number 3.
Right. You know, 3, 14.
Sure,
it's
no
an
problem.
Easy mistake.
Well, that makes everything a lot different. No, they're just going to sit on the ball, it looks like here, Tom, and just roll out the clock.
Well, they're in a lot better shape than they've been in the last 2 state finals, being outscored 73-6 in the 2 final appearances. Does Blackhawk? They have a shot to go in the locker room here down by just 5.
Yeah, we got ourselves a football game here at 18-13 with the clock running down for the end of the first half, and it's certainly been enjoyable. There's some wild plays in this first half, too. I'm telling you, it's going to be unbelievable. You'll get a chance to see a few more of those. Drew Mitchell will be back at the studio with some special guests at halftime, and I'm sure you'll enjoy it. Of course, we'll be back here as the Berwick Bulldogs go off the field to take their first half break. Right now they lead 18-13. We'll be back right after this.
WNEP TV's live coverage of the Berwick Bulldogs State Championship game is brought to you by Landau's Family Furniture, your best value guarantee, by College Misericordia, and by Pager One of Mountaintop.
Hey, cookies! Say, you know, I think our neighbor might like one, too.
Huh? Well,
Here you go.
Thank you.
Terrific.
Got milk?
Ned Steiner of Pocono's Beef and Ale Tavern and Restaurant and proud member of the Berwick class of 1968 congratulates the Berwick Bulldogs on a great season. The Pocono's Beef and Ale Tavern and Restaurant, famous for over 34 years for delicious steak sandwiches and the original home of Kelly Fries, and now serving dinner, featuring choice prime rib, slow roasted for tenderness and flavor. Have your favorite pasta, seafood, and poultry dishes in our newly remodeled garden room where you can watch the seasons change. Come to where the locals come, the Pocono's Beef and Ale Tavern and Restaurant.
Any paging service can get you messages some of the time. Pager One will get you more of your messages than any other service, the most powerful paging service and the largest continuous coverage area. Pager One is the most experienced paging system in the region, locally owned and always on the cutting edge of technology. Pager One is the choice of law enforcement agencies, hospitals, small businesses, and large corporations. Pager One delivers voicemail, digital messages, news, weather, and sports updates, even stock quotes. Pager One will reach you everywhere you are.
For many people, a fear of falling can limit their ability to care for themselves, affecting their quality of life and causing concern and worry to those who love them. At the Balance Center at Berwick Hospital, our therapists evaluate your balance problems using the Balance Master, an advanced computerized testing system. They then work with your doctor to develop an individualized balance rehabilitation and exercise program for you. The Balance Center at Berwick Hospital, another service from your hometown rehab team.
It's halftime of the AAA State Championship game. The Berwick Bulldogs lead the Blackhawk Cougars 18-13. Hi, I'm Drew Mitchell. We have an analyst of that first half of action coming up here in just a minute. But another state championship game to tell you about first. This one, the single A game. Southern Columbia playing Farrell in a repeat of last year's state championship game. Let's get to the highlights of that one. And Southern without their star running back, Rico Rosini, had a broken leg. Farrell takes the opening kickoff and heads down the field, scoring on this 23-yard play. Reaney gashed to Chico Pitkins, 7-0 Farrell. Southern having problems with their offense without Rosini. They fumble to start the second half. Farrell gets on that ball. They would score a touchdown and take a 14-6 lead to the fourth quarter. Southern back in this ball game, though. Scott Bloom with a 2-yard touchdown run has the Tiger fans on their feet. Southern with the conversion to tie. It fails, and that's the way the game would end. 14-12. Southern Columbia losing to Farrell for the second straight year in the single-A state championship game. Now joined by Valley View head coach Frank Pizzalia and Coughlin head coach John Joseph. Gentlemen, welcome. And let's talk about the first half of the Berwick game. A little bit of craziness to start the game.
It's typical, you know. Berwick always starts off like that. They're strong, they're furious, they're fast, and the first play from scrimmage with a great hit by Superco. He hit the kid, caused a fumble, and geez, great field position for Berwick. They're just a tremendous defensive football team.
Coach, can you tell us a little bit what that feels like? Your team, Valley View, went down to Berwick and got caught up in that first rush of the game and got swarmed under, but Blackhawk seems to be fighting for their lives and hanging on.
Blackhawk has, I felt, has done an excellent job keeping their composure and making a ball game out of it. You know, not only did they have that opening hit with the fumble, then they come back and they don't fall on the kickoff, and Berwick, you know, quickly is up to 2 touchdowns. And I thought Blackhawk did a very, very good job hanging in there and waiting for things to happen, and you know, they had some success and they're making a ball game out of it.
Kind of a close call on that, whether or not he had the catch or whether it was still being juggled. But let's take a look at that play right now and a few other highlights from the first half. As we get into the first half, the offensive, we'll run with that offensive tape, the first one, and this is actually the defensive tape, so we'll talk about this here in the second quarter. This is that little shuffle pass that was supposed to be a shuffle pass and turned out not being one.
Chapin just really did a great job. This was supposed to be a little double wing, and they were going to go with the shuffle pass, and Chapin just waited and then just ended up to be a little short pass for about 6 or 7 yards.
Blackhawk, yeah, and Blackhawk comes right back with that long bomb after Chapin scores a touchdown, and they were down 18-7 at that point, but had a chance to get right back in it.
You know, that was a fantastic play by Blackhawk. They're doing a great job. They're playing a super team. They caught the secondary up a little bit with a play-action fake, and a great throw by the quarterback and an excellent catch. So they're doing things right, and it's a great high school football game.
There's so much excitement into this game, and we'll talk about the way that the beginning of the game started, and it was a little shaky. Blackhawk looked like they didn't know where they were, if they were in Altoona or Allentown or Philadelphia when they started. But how do you guys get your team calmed down after something disastrous happens to start the game?
Well, I think that's where Blackhawk has to be complimented, because, geez, to fall behind 2 touchdowns so quick and so fast in the game, and the coaching staff and the kids showed that they are a good football team. They kind of regained their composure. They got confident. They started doing what they do best. That's run the football. And inside, you know, they're having a hard time running the ball outside, but running it straight at him. And he really turned the game around. It's a great football game.
All righty, that's only half of our first half analysis. We'll be back with more from that crazy start to the game in just a few minutes.
Students today are excited about technology. I need to capture that enthusiasm in the classroom.
Take an active role in shaping the future of education for yourself and your students. College Misericordia's graduate education program offers technology, supervision, and elementary certification.
My classroom has already become a more exciting place.
Call today for the information you need to become a leader in your field. College Misericordia's graduate programs, your opportunity to excel.
American Standard, bath products that make your life more comfortable. If you're building or remodeling, visit C.B. Scott or Eastern Pennsylvania Supply Company for the beautiful displays of American Standard fixtures and faucets in the bath products showrooms of quality. Our showroom consultants will gladly assist you with planning and design of your American Standard bathroom. Visit Eastern Pennsylvania Supply Company in Wilkes-Barre, Stroudsburg, and Berwick, and C.B. Scott in Scranton and White Mills.
Tired of heavy meals?
Try Subway. Fresh baked bread, fresh meats, fresh veggies, and plenty of 6-inch subs with just 6 grams of fat or less. Subway. Big on taste, not on fat.
At Landau's Family Furniture, there's no question, no debate. You don't pay till 98.
That's great. That's the year after next.
Landau's Family Furniture is priced right, payment free, interest free, just plain free.
You mean I don't have to pay?
You don't pay till 98.
Great prices, great sale.
No question, no debate. You don't pay till 98 at Landau's Family Furniture in Hazleton, Stroudsburg, and Scranton.
Berwick leading Blackhawk 18-13 at halftime of the state AAA championship game. Let's get right to the first half of action. We take a look at right from the opening kickoff. Berwick had control of this football game, and thanks in part to some defense here, Coach Pizzelli.
Big hit right here, and very alertly, typical Berwick defense. There it is, the ball's on the ground. They're at the right place at the right time. Very, very alert. Right now, they're right in there. And
Brian Smith wastes no time going in for the touchdown. And this kick, something that every coach would scream about.
Well, those things happen. You know, the excitement of big state playoff game, Berwick's been there many times, and there's Johnny on the spot again. Right
Nate Stewart just let it roll, and of course, Berwick jumps on it. But they were able to settle down with Blackhawk, and here's Trent Wissner running in for the touchdown. That made it a 12-7 game after the first quarter of play. So Blackhawk able to gather themselves and get it together in time. They were down 12-0 in a hurry.
Well, I think they're starting to use their running game, which I feel is a big part of it. Although they are very successful passing the ball. The quarterback has thrown for over 1,000 yards. So they're really starting to do some things. They're starting to put it together. I feel Berwick will continue to play great defense, will come up with the big play, and take advantage of it like they have all year.
We've seen it go both ways. We've seen early on Berwick, especially Barney Bowman, getting a couple of nice licks on the defensive line, shedding a block and stepping up there. But then all of a sudden, like we just saw in the touchdown run, the Red Sea is parting for the Blackhawk backs here and there.
Well, you know, Blackhawk's a quality football team, so they're going to make some big plays, but Berwick likewise has made many big plays, and you know, they made many big plays in the second quarter, and I'm sure in the second half, you know, Coach Curry has experimented a little bit and mixed the run with the pass, and I think Berwick will come out well prepared the second half and get it all together.
Let's go to that next set of highlights. Berwick actually had the first big play of the second half, and it was that shuffle pass right there that wasn't, and all of a sudden it turns into a screen.
Excellent play by the quarterback. Good judgment, kept us cool, and made a great play out of it.
Coach Joseph, how about this bomb here from Blackhawk? They're down 18-7, and they come back with a little razzle-dazzle.
I'd say I think that's an excellent call, perfect timing call. To catch their secondary up, it was a nice action fake, and that rarely happens.
Little underthrown, or it might have been a touchdown. Grab the guy, you scrape him up, and now all of a sudden you just bang it in there, like some of that nice blocking that we talked about a minute ago.
I'd say their offensive front is a good offensive front. For those backs to have the stats they have, again, in the league they play, you know, these kids up front have got to be doing a job. They're the unsung heroes so far, I think.
All right, Coach, real quick, what does Berwick need to do to win this ball game to hang on to that lead?
I think Berwick has to do exactly what it has done the first half. You know, mix the run with the pass. There are multiple formations. They play excellent defense. They're very opportunistic. They'll be there. And I think Berwick will control the second half.
Coach Joseph?
You know, they have had so many challenges this year. Geez, just referring to our game, it was a great challenge for them. And these kids just don't know how to lose. I'm sure a coach will make great adjustments, little adjustments if they need, because they do have a great game plan going. And the way the kids believe in their program and themselves, I think they'll be fine and things will turn out very well for Berwick.
They need that magic that they had to start the game, and you just have the sense that Berwick's going to pull that out of their bag.
They've been there many times.
Yeah, it's like just another game for them. This is in their schedule. They expect to be here year in, year out, and I'm sure things will work out.
Looking for number 5 out of the 9 years that the PIAA has had a state championship. Coaches, thank you very much for being with us here tonight. We certainly appreciate it, gentlemen, and all of your expert commentary. One more state championship game with a team in our area. That's slated for tomorrow. Mount Carmel Red Tornadoes versus Tyrone. That's a noon kickoff. The shootout begins in Allentown. Newswatch 16 Sports has a crew there. Steve Lloyd, photographer. Tom Tidy, a reporter. We'll have it all for you tomorrow night on Newswatch 16 following the SEC championship game. That's it for the halftime analysis. Once again, your halftime score, Berwick 18, Blackhawk 13. The second half of action with Tim and Tom from Altoona coming up in just a few minutes.
NPTV's live coverage of the Berwick Bulldogs State Championship game is brought to you by the Franklin First Savings Bank, the bank for Northeastern Pennsylvanians, by your regional Subway restaurants, and by Eastern Penn Supply Company and C.B. Scott, the source for all your plumbing, heating, cooling, and building material needs.
The mystery of the blinking rings. And now, my finest illusion. Voila! Empty! Thank you! Thank you very much. Thank you. Oh, no, please don't get up. You're too kind. Thank you.
Just yours.
It's not necessary for you to...
Got milk.
Ow!
American Standard, bath products that make your life more comfortable. If you're building or remodeling, visit C.B. Scott or Eastern Pennsylvania Supply Company for the beautiful displays of American Standard fixtures and faucets in the bath products showrooms of quality. Our showroom consultants will gladly assist you with planning and design of your American Standard bathroom. Visit Eastern Pennsylvania Supply Company in Wilkes-Barre, Stroudsburg, and Berwick, and C.B. Scott in Scranton and White Mills.
Ah, it's been years since I had so much fun coming back to tell people about this wonderful bank here in northeastern Pennsylvania. Franklin First has a nice ring to it. The tellers are oh so friendly here, delightful. They make it very convenient to bank. These machines are quite clever. Technology. Saturday banking. And plenty of drive-up windows. Beautiful. Here at Franklin First, we help more people get mortgages than any other bank around. Home equity and auto loans, too. And we're fast becoming the name to know for trust services. For nearly 70 years, we've been here to help. I'm proud to say that's my bank. For checking, loans, investments, business banking, and so much more. See Franklin First. We're the bank for northeastern Pennsylvanians.
Back at Mansion Park in Altoona, the Dogs completing their warm-ups to get ready for the second half of action. We should have a great one for you. The state championship, the Bulldogs and Cougars, live from Mansion Park in Altoona. Tim, a close game, 18-13. Surprising. I didn't think too many people expected Blackhawk to be down by just by 5.
No, but I'll tell you what, Berwick, once again, their defense has really capitalized. They get a couple of quick turnovers in the first quarter, and boom, they turn them right into touchdowns. And man, I'll tell you, that's the key. And if they have to win that way, hey, they've been doing it all year like that.
Statistics pretty even in the first half. Cougars and Bulldogs both 8 first downs apiece. Also, both quarterbacks completing 4 of 7 passes. Chapin, though, with more yards, 113 yards to Arbogast's 51. Blackhawk a little more yards rushing, and that was expected.
I notice the wind has picked up a little bit more for the start of the second half. We'll have to see if that is a factor at all in this ball game, because you never know the way this is going. It could come down to a field goal or the way a punt goes or something like that, so we'll have to see.
And we've seen a few wild kickoffs already, so you don't know what to expect now in the second half. Blackhawk with a few mental mistakes there in the first half on the kickoff. And Blackhawk taking their good old time, as you see, coming out of the locker room.
Oh, a little coach's touche.
Oh, Berwick's been on the field warming up, and the Cougars just taking their time as the sign win states is knocked aside. The Cougars and Dogs ready to get things started.
And there you see Jeremy Chapin, the quarterback, getting a toss from the backup quarterback, Tom Lockhart. We saw Tom run one play in the first half, and that was a running play down near the end zone. Chapin, just a junior, had never started in a varsity game until this year, and has really matured well this year, as normal quarterbacks do under George Curry.
And every week the games just keep getting bigger for Chapin. Last week against a talented Allentown Central Catholic team, he didn't hurt Berwick at all and helped him to the 20-3 win, and now tonight in the final, going up against Blackhawk, getting the experience. He and Brian Ament playing toss here. About a minute and a half to go before they start the second half.
And you know, Tom, no matter what happens here tonight, win or lose for Berwick, you got to look at them next year and go, holy cow, you know, they're back again. And somebody We were talking during the Southern Columbia game earlier today. Somebody said, yeah, and they're all back again. And it's like, well, wait a minute. They're already 14-0, and they're all back again. It's like, wow. I mean, it's unbelievable. Of course, they're not all back, but meaning many of the key positions, as usual, Berwick is going to have that experience, and the quarterback is one, of course, the keys.
Absolutely. The offense will be as talented this year, next year, excuse me, as the defense is this year. They'll return a lot of talent. Yeah. Blackhawk, of course, the Western champions, the Whippeal champs from Beaver Falls, which is about a 2.5-hour drive from Altoona.
And a suburb, but a far suburb of Pittsburgh. It's out there a ways.
Yes.
But a lot of folks from Pittsburgh, of course, are here watching Blackhawks, but of course those folks are Bulldog fans.
Now, I was hoping to paint my face tonight, but my wife wouldn't give out the blue paint at home.
Nah, it's good you didn't do that. You get a rash from that stuff anyway. You're sensitive skin,
yes.
You know?
Yes.
But a lot of Berwick fans here tonight as the Bulldogs pray before the second half, as they always do. A lot of Bulldog fans tonight. We're always impressed with the turnout for Berwick, and I'm telling you, these people are unbelievable. They talk about Penn State fans being great fans.
We were getting ready for our 5:20 sports tonight, Tim. 5:15. There were people here already for a 7 o'clock start. Blackhawk side of the stands, they have a nice turnout, but they were empty at 5:15. There were probably 100 people here from Berwick already.
They are dedicated, they are loyal, and they are hard-nosed. They love their football, and they know their football, and they expect to see a Berwick win. And they haven't been disappointed in the last 39 straight games.
And this is the advantage of deferring the toss in the first half. Berwick gets to start the second half with the ball. Lockhart and Smith will be deep on the kickoff. See Tommy Lockhart. 8 interceptions this year for Lockhart. That led the Wyoming Valley Conference. The ball goes to Tom at about the 20. Looks for some room. And he'll go down, and so will the flag go down at about the 32-yard line.
What do you think? An illegal block of some kind there?
Yeah, it appears maybe a hold.
Number 82 in the blue.
Let's listen to the referees talking. You say number 82 in blue.
82 with a clip in the blue.
So in essence, an illegal block, and that'll take it back 15 yards from the point of the foul.
And that's not what Coach Curry wanted to do to start this second half. 30 from the 32-yard line.
No, yards are tough enough to come by in championship games against tough teams like Blackhawk. You don't want to hurt yourself anymore.
And there it was, a slight push. They did push from the back.
You got the full 15. Go 16.
As the referees mark this one off.
Clipping on the blue. First down.
It's a sophomore, Brandon George, from Berwick. So a sophomore mistake. And the Dogs will start the second half from their own 16-yard line. Brian Smith, the lone running back. Smith with the ball, breaks a tackle, and then dives down at the 20. Smitty likes to bob and weave and find those holes, and he has the speed that when that hole does open up, he can find the opening and take off.
Well, Smith looks like he's recovered completely, by the way, from that little problem he had in the first half. He looks like he's doing all right. Little word of encouragement there from Coach Curry.
Gain of 4 in the last play, 2nd and 6 from the 20. Early third quarter, Dogs up 18-13. It's Chapin rolling and being knocked out of bounds at about the 27. Jeremy taking a photographer along with him.
Put it down over there. Put it down.
Looks like Bill's okay, along with his...
Our photographer, yes.
Our photographer, Bill Schultz. Cameraman tonight.
Bill is okay. For all those loved ones at home, he's fine.
He's up, and his assistant Marla is all right. Everyone looking at them and saying, they're okay.
Schultz still has 4 years of eligibility.
Yes.
So, you know, he could put the camera down and maybe get out there and play tailback. There's Bill. He's all right. He's fine. He's okay.
And assistant Marla there with the ponytail.
1st and 10 from the 28. Smitty on the pitch. Out to about the 33.
Nice tackle there by Smith.
the Smith brothers.
Smith and Smith, and they're both number 40. Adam Smith for Blackhawk, Ryan Smith for Berwick.
Brian's got the extra 4 there.
3 4s.
Jeremy Chapin, Brian Ament, the Dogs bringing in the play. 10:35 left to play in the third. They have a 2nd and 2 from the 32. And that's big. Rob Roy. Excuse me, Roy James. Rob Roy. Where did I get that one from?
You're getting as bad as me.
Roy James.
I mean, it's only 8:45, you know. It's not past your bedtime.
Yeah. Actually, the junior. I'll just forget that one.
That's all right.
He'll be the man in the backfield next year, the big fullback for Coach Curry.
And he's a dude.
See the Cougars trying to drum up some inspiration here. Big 3rd down play, 3rd and 6 from the 32. Looks like a draw to Smith, and that thing is going nowhere. Cougars defense smells that one out, and that's a loss of about 5 yards on the play.
Pick your man there as to who made the tackle for Blackhawk, but it doesn't really matter, as Berwick with a monster loss there on that 3rd down. It's going to bring up 4th down and a punting situation. So Blackhawks defense does the job on the first set of downs, although I'll be honest with you, I think that clipping penalty on the kickoff really hurt the Bulldogs as far as their mental outlook on this first drive.
Brian Ament's first punt of the night, and he can hit the ball.
That's a nice kick, very nice kick. Turns over nicely.
Stewart goes down at about the 27.
So just under 9 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. Berwick still hanging on to that 18-13 lead, and Ament with an excellent punt there. Very, very nice punt.
This is shaping up to be one of those nail biters. It doesn't appear that anyone is going to break away from this one.
Of course, you know, with either one of these teams, Tom, you're only a big play away. I mean, these guys can, either team. And of course, we've seen Berwick do it time and time again. Just when you think they're going to run it up the gut every time, all of a sudden there goes Brian Ament down the sideline for 60 yards on an air out pass.
Blackhawks starting it at their 28. Arbogast with the handoff. That's Stewart. Breaks 1 tackle, taken down at about the 29. So a tough 1 yard.
I want to tell you, though, Manny Henry really clocked him on that one.
And Jerry Saperko coming up and making some nice penetration there from the secondary to make the tackle.
Watch number 75, Manny Henry, really hit Stewart here and stop him right in his tracks.
Hitting the shoulder. Saperko with the tackle. Jerry, 3 interceptions this year, 2 fumble recoveries. 2nd and 8 from the 30 for the Cougars. Inside trap, and that's Witzner, and I don't believe he gained anything. Maybe a yard.
Well, here comes one of those big 3rd down plays again, Tom.
Okay, 3rd down. 3rd down.
And you got to figure with this kind of yardage coming up, they got to be throwing the ball.
And that's Tim Schechterly in there from the nose guard, making the tackle on Witzner. 7:43 and counting here in the 3rd. As Tim mentioned, a large 3rd down. 3rd and 8 as Dyer and company get set on defense.
Berwick's Brian Hostler in there as an extra defensive back on this play. We'll see what happens.
Interesting call there by Blackhawk. Nothing fancy. Just handing it off to Stewart, and he is stopped for a loss. Now 4th and 11 for the Cougars on their own 27, and they'll be forced to punt. A big stand there, and Dyer with a nice tackle. Jeremiah Dyer, 120 tackles coming into this game, the leading tackler on the team, and he's a junior. Brian Smith back to punt. There's good old number 14, Nate Helsing. There you see the clock, 6:53. Helsing with the low punt, takes a high bounce, and Smitty will let it go. So Berwick will get their second possession of the second half started at about the 38-yard line.
Well, Berwick picks up a few yards on that exchange there, not too many, but this is a little better working field position than they had to begin on the last drive. Well, the score 18-13 Berwick in the third quarter. We'll be back right after this.
Gentlemen, our future rests on the success of this cookie.
Yes, CW. But what do we name it?
How about Wafericious? Twist-out cookie.
I've got it! Chocolama!
What about you, Hurley?
Well,
Hurley, you're a genius.
Got milk?
Tired of heavy meals? Try Subway. Fresh baked bread, fresh meats, fresh veggies, and plenty of 6-inch subs with just 6 grams of fat or less. Subway. Big on taste, not on fat.
For many people, a fear of falling can limit their ability to care for themselves, affecting their quality of life and causing concern and worry to those who love them. At the Balance Center at Berwick Hospital, our therapists evaluate your balance problems using the Balance Master, an advanced computerized testing system. They then work with your doctor to develop an individualized balance rehabilitation and exercise program for you. The Balance Center at Berwick Hospital, another service from your hometown rehab team.
Welcome back to Mansion Park in Altoona. The Berwick cheerleaders happy right now. Their team is up by 5 here in the third quarter. 6:41 to go. The Bulldogs 18 and Blackhawk 13. Blackhawk, the Western champions, and of course Berwick, the Eastern state champions. Both teams undefeated coming in. Blackhawks played only 13 games and Berwick 14.
Those pictures brought to you by Bill Schultz, who made a nice tackle earlier in the game. Berwick back on offense, and I get to redeem myself, Tim. Roy James with a nice carry.
You're telling me.
Big Roy just powering his way. The junior up the gut for a gain of 8.
Man, I want to tell you, this kid can just blast through here. There's a great block from number 79 of Berwick. That's Gus Felder, the big guy, with a great block to open that hole and get him those big yards.
2nd and 2 from the 46.
There he is.
There's
again.
Roy again, and he's carrying people for the first down. Roy in the Cougar territory. 250 pounds of them.
Now that'll wear you down real quick.
Absolutely.
Man, that's nasty.
And that's part of the game
Look
plan.
at this. There
using
he goes
the beat.
again. And this time, Micah Hanna with the big block to open the gateway.
That's a first down. 48-yard line of Blackhawk. Brian Ament coming wide to the bottom of your picture.
Yeah, look out.
5:46 left to play in the third. Chapin on the fake, rolls out, keeps it himself.
Boy, nice move back inside there, wasn't it?
Down to the 41.
Well, if you're a Berwick quarterback, you've got to be able to do that. You've got to be able to run the ball, and you got to be able to learn to cut that ball back inside. Berwick quarterbacks, as tradition, run the ball a lot.
Picture perfect. At this point, 18-13. Dogs up by 5, looking to extend that lead as they have something going here late in the third. 5:05 left to play. Mason in motion. Smith to the short side. Brian knocked out at a 35, and that is good for a first down. The Dogs moving the sticks and moving the clock, and when you have the lead, what more can you ask for?
Real nice drive here. Berwick's doing exactly what they want to do. Get the good gain, chew some time off the clock, although that time they had to stop the clock to move the chains because of the first down. Now it's rolling again, and we're going to be around 4.5 minutes by the time they get this play off.
Now Barney Bowman and Roy James, some beef in the Berwick backfield. Bowman actually in the split end position. It's a straight handoff to James. He bounces off one tackler, but he'll be taken down for a loss.
But it took 4 guys to get him down. Wow. I'm telling you, he is strong. That was actually a loss of a yard.
Yeah, Mark Cocaine made the tackle. He was injured earlier in the game, and he's obviously back and in good shape. Berwick working that short side of the field, making their way down. It's 2nd 11 at the 36. Chapin avoiding one tackler and then stopped his forward progress at about the 35. Josh Myers for Blackhawk, number 90, and Adam Smith, number 40, coming in and making him stop.
Yeah, not much doing on that play. In fact, there was really no gain at all. Blackhawks defense staying right at home on that deal.
Berwick hinting pass here with Kip McCabe going wide right, top of your screen.
Of course, you got to watch Berwick. They'll put those wideouts there, and then all of a sudden there'll be a quarterback draw up the middle, and Chapin will gain about 13 or 14 yards on you.
And Ryan Mason is wide open.
And he's in serious trouble.
Yeah,
there.
nothing going there. Nothing going to happen as Blackhawk, Mike Arbogast, the quarterback, sacking his counterpart, Jeremy Chapin. That's a big defensive play for the Cougars.
Yeah, nobody was open downfield either. That's what Chapin was looking, and everybody was covered well.
4th down.
He looked, so you can see, he looked at three different receivers on that play and couldn't find anybody open.
That brings up a 4th and 17 now on the Blackhawk 42.
Now, if anything comes out of this, Berwick can play a little field position if he can just, well, there's a flag, if he could just pooch this in the corner somewhere. Delay of game.
Apparently it's procedure on Berwick.
Full start on the offense.
Won't hurt the Dogs that much, 5 yards from the spot.
I'll tell you, the way...
No foul. Full start on the offense. Still 4th down.
The way Brian Ament kicks, I don't think it's going to make much of a difference. In fact, at this point, it may be a bit of an advantage for him to be able to do the old coffin corner trick.
And now he can air it out. He doesn't have to worry about the end zone as much.
Ooh.
High snap. Ament, though, fortunately goes up and gets it. That ball will bounce at about the 18 and go out at the 15.
Right at the 15, it looks like.
So Blackhawk gets the ball, 2:18 left to play in the third. Berwick, though, with the lead, 18-13 in the third quarter. Of course, tomorrow at high noon, the Mount Carmel Red Tornadoes playing for their 2nd state title in 3 years.
Boy, what a football team that is. I'm telling you,
Outstanding
they
team.
do everything. They have a fabulous offense and a defense that's downright nasty. And, of course, that game will not be broadcast live, but, of course, we'll have highlights of the entire game tomorrow night at 11 on Newswatch 16.
Oh, Wisner going nowhere. That's Barney Bowman making the stop for the Dogs.
Big Barney.
They'll lose a few yards on that play. These extra lines are a little confusing.
2nd down.
And here's the replay, Tim, as Barney just sheds the block and lays the helmet down. Barney Bowman scoring a touchdown last week for the Dogs that would prove to be the game winner, 6-3-2-22. 2nd and 12 from their own 13. Blackhawk going backwards in their own territory. That's not good.
No, this is dangerous here.
Nice fake. And it's Cocaine with the reception, trying to get some yardage as the Berwick defender hung all over him. He's finally taken down.
That's Tommy Lockhart, who rode him down there. Tommy was not going to let go.
Nice little play fake, and Cocaine from the tight end position gets out for a Cougar 1st down.
Really nice play by Lockhart there to make sure he does not break free, because Cocaine's got some speed. No pun intended, folks.
A quick third quarter, 1:15 left to play. 18-13, Berwick leads by, of course, 5. Stewart, shucking and jiving. Did he get anything? He's still on his feet.
Whoa, bodies flying all over the place.
There was some popping going on out there, and it looks like his forward progress will give him the 33-yard line.
Well, we're within a minute here.
There's J.D. Stanley for Berwick, Tim, waiting, and then coming in behind and getting Stewart.
We're in the within the final minute of the third period, and of course, you know, Berwick, they always seem to shine.
J.D. Stanley of Berwick, 6'3", 215, and yes, he'll be back for 2 more years. He's only a sophomore.
Wow.
2nd and 8 on the 32. Play action. Arbogast across the middle, overthrown and nearly picked off by the Dogs, Tim Mason.
It was a continuation. Yeah, he got hit real hard on that play.
Continuation. It was a good hit.
There's Timmy Mason, who made a desperate try of getting that ball before it hit the turf, but not quite.
The thing you notice about Berwick's secondary, Tim, is if the opponents make a mistake, they are always in the right place to capitalize on that mistake. If someone is on a crossing route and the ball is overthrown, you can bet that a Dog defensive back is going to be back there.
They're always looking for a tipped pass of some kind.
3rd and 8, they chant defense. 3rd and 8 from the 32. Could be the final play of the quarter.
Look at this.
Little reverse. Wisner looks for some room, looks to the outside. Gets by 1 and is taken down at the 40.
And it looks like he's gotten the first down. It's very close.
It will be very close. The marker is just beyond the 40, and there you see the third quarter clock coming to 0.
They're going to call that 4th down. He's just short.
Wisner to the outside. We'll check out the measurement when we come back. Berwick leads Blackhawk 18-13, getting ready for the start of the 4th.
The mystery of the blinking rings. And now, my finest illusion. Voila! Empty! Thank you! Thank you very much. Thank you. Oh, no, please don't get up. You're too kind. Thank you.
Just yours.
It's not necessary for you to...
Got milk?
Ow!
Ah, it's been years since I had so much fun. Coming back to tell people about this wonderful bank here in northeastern Pennsylvania, Franklin First. Has a nice ring to it. Here at Franklin First, we help more people get mortgages than any other bank around. I'm proud to say that's my bank. For checking, loans, business banking, see Franklin First. We're the bank for northeastern Pennsylvanians.
Tired of heavy meals? Try Subway. Fresh baked bread, fresh meats, fresh veggies, and plenty of 6-inch subs with just 6 grams of fat or less. Subway. Big on taste, not on fat.
Any paging service can get you messages some of the time. Pager One will get you more of your messages than any other service. The most powerful paging service and the largest continuous coverage area. Pager One is the most experienced paging system in the region. Locally owned and always on the cutting edge of technology. Pager One is the choice of law enforcement agencies, hospitals, small businesses, and large corporations. Pager One delivers voicemail, digital messages, news, weather, and sports updates, even stock quotes. Pager One will reach you everywhere you are.
Welcome back. It could be a blue light special, Tim. Shaping up to be a great game. 4th and 1 for Blackhawk on their own 40.
And the Bulldogs shopping for a big play.
First play of the 4th. Trying to steal a page from Berwick's book. Berwick does not jump off sides.
Hard count's not working, kids. Still not working. It's still not working.
I think they'll settle for the 5-yard penalty here and then punt. And the Bulldogs getting a standing ovation. George Curry's team showing a lot of discipline and not biting on that one.
That's not easy. That is not easy. George is proud of the kids on that one. There's no doubt about it. Look at him. He's clapping down there.
They're too well schooled to go for it.
Fourth down.
So now Blackhawk will punt after being penalized 5 yards for too much time.
You watch later in the game. Something like that's going to come up. Berwick's going to try to pull it themselves, and if they pull it off, this place will go wacky.
So Nate Helsing will kick it away this time.
Smith and Lockhart back there.
And a short kick off the side of his foot. And that'll give Berwick pretty good field position. That goes out at about the 43-yard line. So the Dogs start the fourth and final quarter, what could be the final quarter. The Dogs chance for overtime. From their own 43-yard line tomorrow night, right here on NEP.
Oh, man.
The SEC championship game, Alabama and Florida.
Think some people will be watching that?
That's going to be a dandy. Gene Stallings' last regular season game. Gators try to bounce back.
Gotta like Berwick's chances here, Tom. They got the ball.
First
they have a
and 10
lead.
At the 43, Tim, 11:52 to play in the fourth.
They've been known to peel off 7 or 8 minutes on a drive at times.
Lockhart with quarterback, and he'll keep it himself, and he has blockers. Brian Ament with a nice block. Lockhart tossed out of bounds, gets a first down, and there goes the flag.
Look out.
You hear the ref, that's a late hit.
Notice how the Berwick teammates come to the aid of their fellow man there.
And there's Lockhart rolling, and you'll see the personal foul.
Yeah,
he gets knocked out of bounds, but then he is tossed near the bench.
That's Nate Stewart,
right here.
Blackhawk. There's no reason for that whatsoever.
Number 50 is still trying to make the tackle.
I mean, he knew they were going to be right out of bounds, so...
That, my friends, is a huge play. 5-0. There you see Tommy Lockhart, one of the better athletes on this team. He can do just about everything.
You know, those are the kind of things that give coaches gray hair when they see one of their top players pulling something off like that. I mean, they already got a big gain on the play. Now you're tacking on another 15. They already have a 5-point lead. And with Berwick's defense...
On the defense, first down.
I mean, you just can't afford to do that kind of thing, but Berwick will take it.
Yeah, you cannot, against Curry's teams, you cannot make mistakes. It's plain and simple. And knowing that, a team comes into the game with added pressure. It's not only the biggest game of the year, but they know if they make a mistake or two, that Berwick will make them pay. First and 10 now on the Blackhawk 28. Ryan Mason in motion. The pitch to Smith. Looks for something and finds maybe a yard.
Not much doing there. And Josh Myers, number 90, he's all over the place tonight.
He's played a very good game.
Yes, he has. Look at that, right
lowers
there.
The shoulder. Good technique there. Just lowers that shoulder. Berwick hasn't used the short passes yet to the sidelines that can really devastate a defense when they start going for the short passes, and then they'll do the up and out. We'll see if anything comes about here in the fourth. 2nd and 9 from the 27.
I think George is trying to keep that clock rolling right now.
Absolutely. Roy James making a cut, picking up about 5.
He's doing a great job. He has done an outstanding job since being called on in the second half here.
Do me a favor, White. Come on, kid.
I think he had 1 carry in the first half, but boy, this second half, he's been used quite a bit.
Third down.
He's fresh.
Great block there by Gus Felder.
Yep.
Just closing off the inside.
Gus Felder, the big 300-pounder, 6'5", junior, number 79.
3rd and 6 for the Dogs. 10:31 to play in the game. Smith finds a hole, spins away, and watch out, he's going to score. Brian Smith, touchdown, and the Dogs just might have the backbreaker.
Gets the big hug down there. Teammates, Matty Henry.
What a great cutback by Brian Smith.
Man.
Timmy got to the hole, it appeared to close up, and he waited and got outside.
And watch the acceleration. Once he's through, it's goodbye, kids. I mean, he just moves. And he knows it.
And the Dogs now lead 24-13. More reasons to cheer. Brian Smith put up some nice numbers this year for the Bulldogs.
Brian Smith, just over 1,000 yards this season. Scored what, 20 touchdowns?
20 scores.
Yep. He has 22 now. He scored 2 tonight, right?
You are correct, sir. Berwick showing point after. It's a fake. Chapin rolls. They'll go back across.
Look at this.
Barney Bowman, though, taken down.
It's okay. It was fun to watch.
And Nate Stewart with the tackle. Chapin walks back with the Dogs leading by 11. 24-13.
Well, you got to hand it to Chapin, though. He really hangs in there when he knows he's going to get clocked.
Here's the touchdown. Smith bouncing off tacklers and in daylight.
That is one tremendous run there by Brian Smith. Tremendous. The Dogs fans are getting really fired up now. They can taste
Great, number 65. Is he in the program?
Yeah, I don't know. Let's see.
Brian getting...
No, he's not.
Brian getting congratulations from teammates.
Maybe they retired that
That's
number.
right, man. You know, 65. Actually, it's Rich Finch, a sophomore. But that wasn't Rich, of course.
Maybe it was his dad.
Could be. So Berwick breathing a little easier. Stewart awaits the kick. They lead it by 11.
So
Still
anyway you
10
cut
minutes
it,
to play.
Still with any way you cut it, though, that 11-point lead is 2 touchdowns. So, I mean, they've got it. Blackhawk has to score twice. And that's very difficult in a span of 10 minutes against this Berwick defense.
And this is a hanging kick. They take it at the 18. Wisner looking for room, gets down the sidelines for a few. Blackhawk will start it at their own 35. Berwick football looks for its 3rd straight state championship and 5th in 9 years. They've been here 6 times. They've been to the final 6 times. 1989, a questionable game against Perry Traditional Academy. A couple of tough calls going against the Dogs.
That was unbelievable. Yep.
Too many men downfield, if I'm not mistaken, although they were only on the 2-yard line. So I don't know where that came from. But
and then the supposed crossing the line of scrimmage on the pass from Kelchner. And that was kind of crazy. Oh.
And here's that play again. Back to Arbogast. He's going long, but there is a flag on the play. It's an incompletion. We'll have to wait and see if the flag goes against Berwick or Blackhawk.
It's amazing they try that play twice in a game. I'm kind of surprised, but I guess they figured since it works so well.
On the offense.
Cougars caught with a hold. That'll move him back. Manny Henry talking with the ref.
Fellas, I want to tell you right now, Blue, all you're doing to me is complaining, all you're doing is complaining. Do me a favor, fellas, play ball. We'll officiate, okay?
Okay. No more complaints. Hey, it's the heat of the battle.
Holding on the offense. Repeat first down.
Joe Hamilton disgusted with that one. 10:07 remaining in the 4th. Blackhawk now 1st down and 20 from their own 25. They get caught with a tough holding penalty.
Those 1st and 20s are brutal, man, I'll tell you.
Berwick's just going to be sitting back and waiting for the pass. And they'll rush it. But Blackhawk goes with the run. Stewart trying to get to the outside. Pushed out at the 33.
And Lockhart making sure that there isn't a flag on him as there was on Stewart before. He's kind of holding on to his jersey, hoping he doesn't hit the bench.
Stewart gets about 8 yards back on that one. 2nd and 12. 2nd and 13 now from the 32.
Stewart, number 42, with 1,800 yards, 1,814 yards this season for Blackhawk.
Yeah, more than 3,400 yards rushing as a team, Tim, and then 1,400 passing, so nearly 3-to-1 yards passing, rushing to passing.
Well, they better get some big offense together in the next 10 minutes, or they're going to be losers again in the state championship game.
Inside handoff, Wisner, nothing doing. Some popping going on there. Lockhart coming in and making the hit.
And Henry finishing him off.
A few words exchanged. And you know the Berwick players, they're smart. They don't want to get caught up in that trash talking in case a personal foul be called. Here you see Dyer and Mason and then Lockhart coming in there with the stick.
Yeah, it looks late on slow motion, but it was not a late hit.
Nice sized kid is Lockhart, too, 6'1", 190. So when he gets that momentum going from the defensive backfield, you feel it.
You bet.
3rd and 13 from the 32. Marsilio in motion. Quick hitter over the middle, and Cocaine can't hold on to it.
He would have had the first down, too. That's a nice break for Berwick, and they'll take that one, too. And now a punt situation coming up for the Cougars.
Do you sense that Blackhawk is tired? They just seem very sluggish on that last
Again,
possession.
this is Berwick for you. They run you down and wear you down. You know, we were talking about that when Roy James just kept running the ball up the gut and blasting through the line. It's
no relation to Rob Roy.
Yeah, the guy you were talking about before.
Absolutely. Berwick has so much talent in it. They can put the, talent kids on defense. You have talent kids on offense, and that really shows late in the game. As we mentioned, Arbogast, Smitty takes it on the bounce down at the 36. Arbogast, the quarterback, is playing defensive end for Blackhawk. 9 minutes to play in this one. The Dogs lead it 24-13.
And now let's make that random call with today's $10,000 question. Who shot Alexander Hamilton in that famous duel?
Hello, for $10,000. Excuse me? Oh, I'm sorry. Your time is up.
Got milk?
At Landau's Family Furniture, there's no question, no debate. You don't pay till 98.
That's great. That's the year after next.
Landau's Family Furniture is priced right, payment-free, interest-free, just plain free.
You mean I don't have to pay?
You don't pay till 98.
Great prices, great sale.
No question, no debate. You don't pay till 98 at Landau's Family Furniture in Hazleton, Stroudsburg, and Scranton.
In many respects, I'm successful, but I need challenges and opportunities.
Take control of your career. Misericordia's graduate program in organizational management positions you for the future.
My decision to earn a master's degree in organizational management will broaden my opportunities. The management skills and knowledge I am acquiring will help me rise to the top of my field.
Call today for the information you need to take control of your future. College Misericordia's graduate programs, your opportunity to excel.
For one in the state, the fans in Berwick think they have the answer. The Dogs lead it by 11, 9 minutes to play, 24-13. And Tim, we were talking before the break, Arbogast, the quarterback for Blackhawk, he plays defensive end. Nate Stewart, their leading tailback, he's in the defensive backfield. Wisner's also in the defensive backfield. Josh Myers, their top lineman, goes both ways. Berwick has the luxury having some stars under those lights that they can play, just offense and some on defense. 1st and 10 from the 37. Lockhart at quarterback. The reverse to Ryan Mason. Mason breaking tackles, and Mason finally taken down in Blackhawk territory at about the 37-yard line.
Man, I want to tell you.
So much for running the clock out, huh?
Yeah, he's shaken up a little bit. He got twisted around pretty good at the end of that play. They're going to take a look at him. Here it is again. Mason put the handoff. Now he cuts to the sideline, and he gets open here for about 10 yards. Finally, Stewart grabs his arm and swings him around a little bit and then throws him down to the ground.
Ryan Mason.
Yep, big dude.
Berwick goes timeout.
Yeah, Lockhart didn't like what he saw there, so he decided to play it safe, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Hello to the Berwick band. Sounding good tonight, that is.
Just wanted to mention, Tom, of course, that coming up at 11 o'clock tonight on Newswatch 16 Sports, you will have a complete wrap-up of today. Southern Columbia's loss and Berwick's apparent win. Tom?
I remember back in '92, Tim, we were here as the Dogs went 15-0 and won the title. I remember the pictures of Catman, Ernest Saraceno, dancing away, leading the cheer of the Berwick faithful. Berwick's equipment manager passing away this past May, and he has a special place in the hearts of Berwick fans. He was always there for the Dogs and the players. Berwick's equipment manager.
81 years old.
81 years old and really dedicated his life to that Berwick football team.
He was a fun guy.
Just one of the things that adds to the tradition at Berwick. Dedication.
Saw an article in the New York Times about Catman. Also about the Berwick history, George Curry, the tradition.
Mentions in the article he sold roasted peanuts, and I'm quoting, and sometimes in practice when Curry looked the other way or pretended to, players would casually put their hands behind their backs and the Catman would slip them a snack.
That sounds like him.
First and 10 at the 38 of Blackhawk. Roy James keeping it on the ground and keeping that clock moving. I would be surprised to see the ball in the air here from Berwick, but then again, that's why, you know, the Dogs have won 2 in a row and looking for 3. If Blackhawk thinks that Berwick might just run it out, they'll catch him sleeping.
Just when you say that, Brian Ament comes back in the game.
Right. And Jeremy Chapin, sure.
Yeah, you don't mess around with the Dogs. If you think you're going to predict what they're doing, and we got 3 going wide here, Tom.
Yeah, and we haven't seen really Smith come out of the backfield to try to catch a pass, as he did against Coughlin in OT. Maybe the little shovel. Yep, the screen. They tried to set up Smith with the screen. And
guess who batted it down?
I'll say Josh Myers.
You got it. There
Number
he is.
90.
What a fine ball player he has been tonight for Blackhawk.
As we talked about Smith out of the backfield, that's what they tried. Little screen across the middle there.
But fine job or not by Myers, Berwick has the lead by 11 with 8 minutes to go in this ball game, and they're in business. They got the ball at the 37-yard line, and they're driving for another.
Yep, so much for my prediction. Berwick with 4 receivers, Mason in motion. Ament by himself at the bottom of your screen, and Ament is there.
Man.
Makes the grab, steps out of bounds at the 25, 26-yard line. That will be another Berwick first down.
And that's really an indefensible pass there. If it goes incomplete, it goes out of bounds.
Short side of the field, as we mentioned earlier, Tim. Less chance of error. If he misses the ball, it's going out of bounds.
There it is.
Not much you can do as a defensive back. Marsilio has to respect the immense deep threat, so if he buys the fake, he's burned. He has to give him a few feet there, a few extra yards, and that's usually the difference. First and 10 now at the 25. The Dogs will take their time. Smith and Mason in the backfield. Mason in motion. Smith maybe a yard.
But the clock will keep running, Tom, and that's the important thing right now. Only 7:50 stand between Berwick and their 3rd straight state championship, 40th win in a row.
Are you surprised at all that Blackhawk, with the talent and the ability to run the ball, that they aren't a better passing team? You know, if someone can run for 3,400 yards as a team, you would think that defenses would have to put 8, 9 guys on the line to try to stop them, which would bring man-to-man coverage in the secondary.
Well, I guess it all comes down to how good the wide receivers really are, whether they can get open. That's the bottom line on that deal.
Now Lockhart back in at quarterback, following Ryan Mason, picking up a few, but as we said, it's not the yardage that counts right now, it's the clock.
Berwick with 9 guys on the line of scrimmage that time. I mean, they weren't messing around.
I don't want to hear blue talk.
Student body left there.
That's a dumb 15-yard penalty I have to call then.
6:52 remaining. Tommy Lockhart comes off. And in goes Ament, Kip McCabe, and of course Jeremy Chapin. 24-13, Tim. Dogs by 11.
Yep, and 6:36 to go in this one. I think you'll see a pass into the end zone on here. I wouldn't be surprised.
Brian Ament in motion. Chapin keeps, but then slips.
Oh, man, and he had a nice lane to go through there.
Yeah, that opened up.
I don't know if he would have scored, but he would have gotten awful deep into the red zone there.
So 4th and 8, and you can expect the Dogs just to, I would think, go for it. 6:03 left.
It's a little long for a field goal right here. That would be a 40-yard field goal attempt.
Berwick statistician.
They're going to call timeout.
Take a time.
Blue time.
Called by Berwick. And again, reminder, we will conduct our award ceremony immediately following.
All right. We'll throw it back to Drew, who's at the studio with a sports brief. Drew, take it away.
Tom, Southern running back Rico Rosini out with a broken leg. The Tigers offense sputtered without him. Farrell beat Southern for the second straight year in the single-A state title game. Back to Altoona and Tim and Tom.
Welcome back. Thanks, Drew. 5:53 remaining in this one. There you see the Dogs' field position. Looking good. Those fans think so anyway. 4th and 8 for the Dogs on the Blackhawk 23. And the faithful from Berwick again coming in droves.
And the party is in Berwick again
Tomorrow.
this year.
Tomorrow?
That's right.
They asked to mention that at the high school field, beginning at noon. Crispin Field,
At
a
noon,
pep rally.
the
Win
big
or lose,
party.
they will be there.
Oh, we are going to attempt the field goal, maybe? This will be 40 yards. The spot will be at the 30.
Maybe he'll pitch. Maybe Lockhart will pitch.
I'd like to see him kick one here and make it. I think it'd be neat.
The Dogs trying to pull Blackhawk offside, and it's good.
40-yard field goal from Chapin. I like it. Oh, that's a little icing on the proverbial cake. Wow.
27-13. Now the Dogs are up by 2 touchdowns.
Look at
Coach Curry
He loves
is enthused.
it.
Yes.
He's digging it.
All right.
Nicely done. Nicely done by Jeremy Chapin.
There it is.
Hey, right down the middle almost.
Nice replay. It was down the middle, just clearing the crossbar.
Good job, guys.
40-yarder for Jeremy Chapin.
And 2020 will follow immediately after the game on most of this station.
You've been dying to say that, huh?
I know.
So Jeremy Chapin gets set to kick it off as the Dogs increase their lead to now 2 touchdowns, 14 the spread, with 5:47 left to play.
Tell you what, Chapin's a valuable guy. Kicks the field goals, kicks the kickoffs. The quarterback. He's a busy guy out there. He sleeps well, I'm sure, after these games.
A high kick that bounces at the 35, and you got to pick it up.
I was waiting for that again. What we're referring to is back in the first quarter, Berwick kicked off. The ball went down to around the 10-yard line, and the guys on Blackhawk looked at it.
Yes.
And you have to pick it up. You can't just let it die there like a punt. Berwick recovered it and went in for a touchdown the very next play. It was incredible.
The second touchdown in 3 plays.
Unbelievable.
First play for Blackhawk, or first play from scrimmage, they were intercepted. Berwick takes it in for a touchdown, and then on the ensuing kickoff, another gaff job, and they were in the hole 12-0. 1st and 10 now, Blackhawk from their own 25, and hold it.
Well, Blackhawk with some serious problems now. They are 2 full touchdowns down in this game. 2 touchdowns and 2 extra points.
Dead ball. Encroachment. On the offense.
Somebody in the neutral zone there.
I'm sure Blackhawk, the predominant running team, does not like playing from behind.
Lining up in neutral zone. Repeat first down.
Well, the wheels are really coming off here for Blackhawk. I think at this point, they've got to start pulling the old anything they can find out here. They got 4 wideouts here, Tom.
Adam Smith, the lone running back. Arbogast. Yeah, meet Ryan Mason.
Oh, man.
Mason just flattening Arbogast, but they're going to say that
no, they can't
that was
say
an
that.
early whistle. It obviously, they blew it before he was tackled. That's the Berwick fans booing, not Blackhawk fans. I don't know why they blew that whistle.
I don't know. I guess the referee wanted to make sure nobody got hurt, but come on, guys. This is, this is football.
5:20. Berwick's 14-point lead, so they spotted, I guess, some kind of...
The officials have done a fine job tonight.
Yes, they have.
I mean, if that's all there's there's going to be as far as anything that would be a tad questionable. That's excellent.
Wissner getting to the outside and picking up a big chunk of that back. It was 2nd and 18.
And picked up a big chunk of the guy holding the chain over there, too. Man. Lockhart gets the push out of bounds.
Where's the ball, boys? Can we have the ball, please? Thank you.
Wissner's got some speed. He can really motor to the outside here, but finally Lockhart hems him in, pushes him out of bounds. Ooh.
Third down.
There you see the time. We're under 5 minutes now. Berwick with a 2-touchdown lead, and I would say this is near impossible of an obstacle for Blackhawk to overcome, and that's happy times in Berwick. The Dogs, they just find a way to beat you no matter what. You cannot give them any daylight.
The early mistakes really put Blackhawk in a hole.
Look out.
Nate Stewart makes the grab, and if they give him the spot, it's a first down.
I'm not sure it's complete, only because it may have already hit a lineman on the way out.
They are calling it a catch. Stewart goes up.
But did that hit an offensive lineman when it was thrown? Because then it would not be complete. Let's see. Yep. Also, they're not sure if the ball hit the ground or not.
Not sure if the foot was down before the ball came out.
Well, with a 2-touchdown lead, I'm not sure it matters too much. Brian Mason's not happy about it no matter what, but
the clock's moving.
This next play is always the one that counts.
From the 35. Arbogast under pressure gets it away, and Stewart makes the nice running grab.
Lockhart makes a nice saving tackle, or he's gone all the way. Nice play by Lockhart again. We've been saying his name a lot, Tom, on defense especially.
Little timing pattern, and Stewart coming into your picture, and like you said, Tim, Lockhart right there in his heels.
Yeah, he's the only guy between Stewart and 6 points there.
4-11, 4-10 now. 1st and 10 at the 47. Chant for defense.
Defense. It's backwards, but we get it. It's defense.
Arbogast looks. That one is in the dirt.
Yeah, it looked like a ground ball to first base.
You just knew this last 5 minutes would be a long 5 minutes.
Yep. About the only thing you're going to see them try to run now is anything to the outside, so if they do gain any yardage, they can stop the clock by going out of bounds.
2nd down. Ball is up there and nearly picked off.
Who is that, Timmy Mason? I do believe so. Boy, Timmy Mason, nice defensive play there. I mean, this is outstanding. He goes right up with him.
Against the taller receiver.
Yes. This is just outstanding from Tim Mason. Look at that. And he almost caught this thing. Look at that.
Nearly came down. Brings up a 3rd down. Tim Mason, 5'10", 170, the senior defensive back.
So he's playing his last game. He'll remember that play. He'll have something to remember in the state championship game. A nice play to save a catch.
And little handoff there on 3rd down and 10. Wissner slips. Of course, it doesn't help when Barney Bowman's right in your face either.
Maybe it's better if you do slip. Maybe you're better off. Number 90. Big
Clock
Barney
is
Bowman.
moving. 3:25 to play.
You know, it's a typical Berwick team, though. Nobody's out there celebrating yet. They know they got this game pretty much in the bag. There's still all business out there.
From start to finish.
And you can bet George is going to say that to them when he goes out and talks to them right now during this timeout.
I was going to tell you about that.
That he is just saying, let's finish this out. We still got 3.5 minutes to go.
Hey, when you work hard all year, you know, starting probably Monday, they'll be back in the weight room for next year. You get to the state final game, you're playing until the gun sounds, no matter how big the lead is. Time too valuable, and too much time spent in the off-season to even give up a minute of playing.
The Berwick cheerleaders enticing the crowd to join in. I would imagine the temperature is now down in the low 20s.
Oh, I'd say it's about 70 degrees up here.
Yeah, it's beautiful up here. It was 29 degrees at game time, so I got to believe that it's dropped down into the low 20s, but that doesn't seem to bother anybody. The hearts are warm of the Berwick fans. Well, I would say that this is the game right here for Blackhawk, period, end of sentence. Fourth and 12? Yeah.
And 12, Tim, from the 49.
How far do you think he can throw?
Well, I'm sure far enough, but a first down is what they need.
That is if he gets the ball off.
That's going to be picked off. That's Jerry Saperko, and Jerry is going to score.
There he goes. There's a memory for you.
The race is on. Saperko is in there for the touchdown.
Marsilio couldn't get him in time. That's great. That is just great. What was that, about 70 yards?
Close to it.
Yeah. What a
Jerry
thrill that
Saperko.
is. Maybe that's his dad. Who knows, right? Wow. Here we go. Arbogast looks like he's got a receiver down the middle. Kind of sidewinds it.
Yeah, when you're throwing down the middle, Tim, you can't hang that ball.
No, and he did. It kind of hung out to dry a little bit. And Saperko just goes to the outside, and he's gone. And he's got good speed. Nice job.
What a moment for that kid.
Yep.
The point after?
Looks good to me.
Hey, if you can make 40-yard field goals, the point afters are easy.
There he is, Jerry Saperko
with the touchdown. 3 in a row for the Dogs. 34-13, 3:08 to play.
Saperko is senior, so you can imagine that's probably the last play he'll make in a game or close to it, and he goes 70 yards for a touchdown. Way to go, Jerry.
And it's fitting that the defense ends this game with a highlight.
Yeah,
they've been
very
doing
good
it all year. Hugs all around for Saperko.
Yeah, he had 3 interceptions before that coming into the game, 2 fumble recoveries, so he's a big dude on defense.
Yeah, coming up at the big times. He had the interception last week against Central Catholic.
Yes.
If I'm not mistaken, Central Catholic's first drive of the third quarter, and Saperko picks one off.
Yeah, I think George with a little special place in his heart for his defensive players this year. You can see him give Saperko a hug there.
Chapin kicks it away. Stewart takes it at about the 10. Gets taken down after picking up 20. So 3 minutes to play. Dogs lead now at 21. You know my prediction during halftime. Of course, we weren't on the air at the time, but...
No, I don't remember.
I said Berwick would score 20 in the second half.
Hey, you were right. I'm impressed, Tom.
Well, they've scored, what, 16?
Just for that, you can buy me dinner. A late dinner, I might add.
Yes.
There we go. There it is, 3 in a row.
And it also says 5 overall. Dogs
repeat. Some numbers, of course, on there for players. It's happy time amongst the Berwick people.
88, 92. Hey, Nate Stewart. Nate Stewart's not done. Some nice moves until he steps out of bounds. 88, 92, 94, 95, and 96.
Once again, Lockhart slowed him down, I guess, enough to make him, or made him move enough to step out of bounds there.
Blackhawk hung in there, no doubt about it.
But I think that penalty on the out of bounds, the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, and that put Berwick in business down here inside the 30. It was all over that. Yep. That was it. They went in, took it in for the touchdown, and that was the end of that deal.
Stewart thrown for a loss.
Jeremiah Dyer from his linebacker position, along with Leroy Spencer on the tackle there.
Stewart's got to be tired. You
Yeah,
see him
it's been a
getting
long
up
night
slow.
for him. Yeah.
He's played a nice game in the secondary on defense and running just about every other play on offense.
Once again, though, that Berwick strength factor has come through in this game. They are so tough in the second half because they're strong. They just work so much harder than everybody else does. And they're just ready to go. They could probably play another quarter with no problem. Look at that.
Yeah. Wishner slips there as Mason just covers on him.
Okay, 6-3.
Big Gus Felder out there clapping his hands saying he knows it's coming now.
Player down for Blackhawk.
He's back up now. They're going to make him lead the game, though.
He's got to go for one play.
Got to avoid, you know, this is the time when you see the player leaving the field as Wishner and going over to talk to the coach, but Blackhawk's got to be tired, and injuries can happen, and you're not as sharp, your concentration, everything, the physical and mental part of the game is really zapped at this point.
Now the Berwick fans, led by number 65, the senior.
Actually, he's only a sophomore.
Oh, there you go. But they are enjoying themselves now. Hey, got to give it to them, man. They really support their kids. Look out. Oh, here comes another pick.
Yep, Saperco again. And Arbogast really paid for that one.
You're telling me.
Jerry Saperco, his second interception in the last 2 minutes. And Arbogast saying, what more can I do? That kid is weaned on Berwick football.
Dead ball. Unsportsmanlike on 40 with an ejection.
Uh-oh, we have an unsportsmanlike conduct.
Number 40 is ejected. I'm not going to have problems on the field at the end of the game because...
Well, as you can hear, he's not going to have problems on the field at the end of the game.
As you mentioned, they've kept very good control of the game.
They have.
So they've been on top of everything. That's Adam Smith, the fullback, being ejected from the game.
No, it doesn't matter now anyway, but I mean, it matters that he's ejected because I don't like to see that, but it doesn't matter that he's not in there. It's not going to make any difference.
Dead ball.
Minute
Unsportsmanlike on the defense with an ejection. First down.
The referee sounds like he's a little irritated right now.
And a nice
irritated.
A nice showing here by Curry and the Dogs as plenty of new faces going into the Berwick lineup.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
The youngsters getting a chance to play.
That's great. Well, they can
Number
say
9,
they played in the state championship.
Yeah, Jeff Marshman, now the quarterback. He's a sophomore. Number 34 in motion. Corey Getz.
Well, there you go. He takes the ball first, right there. Little run-in play. Quarterback. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Ice water on a 20-degree night.
Well, I wouldn't want to be George Curry tonight, kids, but there they go, and you will see it happen live. About a minute to go in the game.
Maybe.
34-13. Uh-oh. Dunk watch is on. Look at this.
That's number 10, Lucas Jones.
Whoa, baby.
5'9", 155-pound junior. And somebody is about to get wet. The problem with Coach Curry, he's not stopped coaching. He's 10 yards out on the sidelines coaching. They're trying to get him set up here, but look at he knows.
Oh,
Look
they
at
missed
him.
him.
That was a great move by Coach.
Oh, I'm impressed.
He just sprinted 20 yards down the field.
I'm impressed.
You can't catch him. There's Lucas Jones. Lucas, hold on to the football.
I'm impressed that George got out of there.
See that? See, now the players take that for example. I mean, they're quick on the foot. He can't catch the coach. There it is. They missed.
Now, that's the only thing they missed tonight, believe me.
Oh, wait a minute. It's the auxiliary water container.
He won't be expecting this.
No, that's
Not
true.
nearly as much, but it'll prove their point. This is Ament again, you know. Oh!
and that was the real stuff. That wasn't water.
That was
the juice. This game is over. The Dogs, third straight state title, 34-13.
George's hat didn't start out green. He doesn't care. He doesn't even feel that right now. An outstanding performance by the Bulldogs tonight, Tom. They just did everything they had to do offensively and defensively, and what's new?
Yeah, I mean, you say year after year, it gets redundant, but you say it again this year, and you'll probably say it again next year.
There you go.
There they are.
Says it all right there.
96 state champs, 3-peat, 5 overall.
And now that chance to break that state winning streak record. They need to win 14 next year to go past Central Bucks West, which has 53 in a row. Berwick now at 40 in a row, 4-0. Wow. The Berwick people are still having fun, and they're going to have a great ride back to Berwick. And tomorrow, once again, we'll remind you, at Crispin Field at noon, they will have a big pep rally congratulating the Bulldogs. And I know that's going to be a great time for everyone in Berwick.
Tim, if I'm not mistaken, I just saw Manny Henry, the big lineman from Berwick, the 500-pound bench press Manny Henry, taking off jersey number 10. If I'm not mistaken, was that Henry running the ball instead of Lucas Jones?
Oh, that's possible. I don't know. Look at this. Who that said that beat them dogs? Nobody beat them dogs, baby. Nobody beat them dogs.
Not in the last 40 games.
Man, oh man.
Joe Hamilton and the Blackhawk Cougars accepting the runner-up trophy from the PIAA.
Another bitter pill for Blackhawk too, Tom. I mean, here they are again. They not only get beaten by Berwick again, but they...
0-3 now in states, Tim. 34-13 the final in this one.
Man, oh man, they've been outscored by a bundle.
Yeah, 107-19 in 3 state final games.
Wow. Well, you can say one thing. You still got to be a good team to get here. They just got to be able to make that next step, and I think as long as Berwick's the one they got to step over, they're not going to do it.
No, I mean, the AAA, you see teams year in and year out coming from the West, giving it their best shot, but, you know, if Berwick makes it out of the East every year, well, they have a very good shot of winning the final every year.
Well, I guess that'll about do it from here, Tom. Berwick wins tonight. The final score, 34-13 over Blackhawk. Our congratulations to Coach George Curry and the Bulldogs coaching staff. Tom, been a great time working with you, and of course we'll be looking for you on Newswatch 16 at 10 and 11 with a full game report.
It's been fun.
And Tom will be here tomorrow watching the Mount Carmel Red Tornadoes go for their second state championship in the last 3 years, and he'll have a full report on that. And good luck to Coach Whitey Williams, and also congratulations to Southern Columbia, even though they did not win today, on another great season. Tom?
Oh, how sweet to three-peat. Thanks for joining us for the entire crew, and for Tim Carlson, this is Tom Tidy saying good night from Altoona.
Tonight's live coverage of the Berwick Bulldogs State Championship game has been brought to you by Pocono Beef and Ale, the best steak sandwiches in the Poconos, and by the Berwick Hospital Center, your local rehab team. This has been another live and exclusive special sports presentation of WNEP-TV Channel 16. We are proud to serve all of northeastern and central Pennsylvania.
I love to work with children because they're so much fun. They keep you on your toes. Every day is different. They're so much more interesting in the way they look at things. My name's Maureen Yelovich. I'm a family physician. Children have very different healthcare needs than adults, and there's no question that healthy children do better academically. I think managed healthcare has allowed us to offer parents the whole spectrum of preventative care that they need for their children. My experience with U.S. healthcare has been a very positive experience. They have acted as a leader in in the areas of immunization and preventative care. U.S. healthcare is fabulous insurance. It's fabulous for children, and it's also fabulous for the parents. I love being a family physician. There's nothing else I'd rather do.
U.S. Healthcare. There's a lifetime of reasons why you'll feel better with us. Some things weren't meant to be cold.
Miss, this coffee's cold.
Oh, I can fix that.
Oh, is it, sweetheart? Here, Mommy can fix it.
Some things weren't meant to be cold.
Daddy, we're cold.
And when one person alone can't fix it, there's Operation Help. Please, give.
Please make your donation to the Toys for Tots program.
Behind the toilet.
Oh, yeah. You can see the whole thing.
These days, voyeurs don't have to sneak around. Catalogs list hundreds of voyeur videos. For $39, people buy hours of what they call candid shots of women changing in gym.
Celebrated the